Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Fanny. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Courtney's. Good morning, Manders. Good morning, One Mighty Pen. What up, One Mighty Pen? How we doing? Good morning, all of the beautiful people coming into the doors of the tabernacle as we enter the sanctity, as we enter the sanctuary that is known as the ring of Santana. Please, 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 please look at your neighbors. Say neighbors. Chat. Say neighbors. Neighbors, there we go. Neighbors, send your heart me. Look at, as we enter the doors of the sanctuary, please, please, please look at your neighbors and say, neighbors, send your heart me. All right. Well, around here, between Normandy and Weston, we call this a little twin. It's a good morning, guys. It's a good morning. Welcome in, beautiful people, guys. As we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. If you are over on YouTube's, hit that thumbs up. It will help push the VOD out. We should have as many thumbs up as we have people watching. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just one moment. But what I need you guys to do is tap the screen, share the live, keep knocking out the daily gift goal. It's the little pink heart puffs right now. It's only one coin. It'll boost live and push us out to the FYP. So if you don't mind, please go ahead and knock that out. And I'm going to keep resetting it. And that'll help boost the live for shiggity. So, if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, why am I not on the screen here? There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. How to fix that. There we go. Boom. There we go. Sorry, Twitch. All right. There we go. All right, guys. And one last thing, we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are a friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live, push us out to the FYP. I am going to keep resetting the daily gift goal. You guys are doing fucking awesome this morning with the daily gift goal. Like, you guys are doing extremely awesome. Like, I don't know who y'all trying to show out for. Like, I don't know what that's about. Who y'all trying to get cute for? Don't come up here playing. Whatever. Good morning. All right. Perfect. And then let's get the Instagram in. All right. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or if you disagree with something on the background. We're only looking for some debates. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get this thing started.
You stepped in a box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Great stats will get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah, step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air.
Ain't no
rules, no plan, no script.
Nope.
One wrong move, get cooked real quick.
What?
No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna Sparring with Santana. I don't care what you claim on your background. Facts only, if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right, or you don't even vote. If your logic is weak, I'll sink your boat.
Hey.
Talk slick, but you ain't got source.
Nope.
Just vibes, that ain't power, that's force.
I'm
the
the
test, the trap, the trip, the call.
Hey.
Step once, I'm snatching it all.
Boom.
Step in if you dare. You dare. Get hard like a punch in the air. Punch in the air.
Ain't no
rules, no plan, no script. Yeah.
One wrong
move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed.
Hey.
Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. Step in if you dare. You dare. Get hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script.
One wrong move, get cooked real quick.
No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. Yeah. This ain't a safe place.
It is not.
This is flame.
It absolutely is.
Don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana.
Guys, welcome in. Welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. If you are a friendly, hey, I still need you. If you don't mind, please tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. If we can knock those out a couple of times, it'll help push us out to the FYP. Also, share the live maybe once or twice. That absolutely helps. But more than sharing the live, if you can repost the live, reposting the live helps a ton. So please repost the live. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and you would like to debate me, guess what? You don't have to leave where you are. Nope. All you have to do is click that link. And if you click that link, then you will get up here. You don't have to leave your safe space. You can debate me from wherever you are. So all you got to do is click that link. One other thing, people are saying, was that AI? No, I feel like I answer this question each and every time, and I've answered it a million times, but I'll go ahead and answer it again. The song is not AI. The song also isn't me. The song was actually created by a person, an artist who makes music professionally. What I did was I went through the entire process of giving him a complete breakdown of what Sparring with Santana is. It started with late nights. I told him about late nights. I sent him like 4 or 5 videos. I told him like the thought process behind late nights, what we do. I also sent him a couple of the songs that I played prior to having my own intro song. And based off of all of that, he and I worked together and he came up with that song. I loved it. And then, I got to make I got to make 2 more. So that's how it happened. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, Trevor. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Okay, so I'd say that I did support Trump, but I don't know what to think anymore after what I saw Trump post.
Oh, you mean
himself as Jesus?
Trump Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if I should go straight to like the left or do I go in the middle?
I think you should just be an educated voter. And not going to hold you, right? Like, I don't advocate for the Democratic Party. I'm not sitting here saying that, oh, everyone should vote Democrat. Like, that's not my stance. I think that being an educated voter is the most important thing that you can possibly do. Now, if you educate yourself, then you're going to tend to lean towards being a left-wing voter, right? Because if you truly care about like progression, if you care about any of the social safety nets that that take care of people, if you care about the things that people say that they care about, then you're by proxy going to have to vote for the left wing of the party. Not saying that they're like awesome, but they do more of it. But question, because you're kind of hesitant, is there anything on the background that you would want to debate, or are you just saying that you're confused?
Well, because I don't agree with some stuff on the left. such as, you're going to say, oh, you're a man, but abortion, LGBTQ,
Okay.
ideology.
All right, let's do this because like you still haven't necessarily said anything on the background, but one thing that I did say is that I would be open to having the abortion conversation with a couple of people because a couple of different things. Anyway, let's do this really quick, Trevor. Before we go too far, question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not lying. I'm not joking. It always surprised me when anyone says yes. All right. Well, Trevor, how about this? Would it be okay if I give you and everyone else a quick introduction to not only who I am, but what this is?
Sure.
All right. Perfect. Guys, let's get after it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Guys, welcome in. This is a Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. We're only looking for some debates, so only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. If you're friendly and you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right, Trevor. So a couple of quick things, because I know you said that the reason why you tend to shy away from the left is because you don't necessarily agree with the ideology of the left, and you specifically started talking about the queer community and abortion. Is there anything else outside of the queer community and abortion where you're like, nah, I can't really fuck with that?
No, well, those are the two major.
Okay.
And I don't think we should be teaching, kids about it.
You don't think we should teach?
They can be trans and that.
Wait, you don't think we should teach people that teach kids that trans people exist? That's what you're saying?
That they're born in the wrong body.
Who's teaching them that?
The left. A lot of the left.
That's not true. Can you prove that?
Is that not a thing that you guys, that I always see it all the time on social media, on everything?
No, can you
born in the wrong body?
Sure. Trevor, can you prove that there's any curriculum that's set across the United States where children are being taught that they have a misalignment? Like if anywhere where that's actually a part of the curriculum?
No, it's not in the curriculum. No.
Okay.
But it's being taught. Is it not being taught at all?
No. You've been propagandized, my friend.
Maybe I have, but
quick question, serious question. When Jimothy was running for re-election, do you know how much money he spent on misinformation and disinformation around transgender people?
Who's Jimothy? Sorry.
The J stands for Jimothy, Donald Jimothy Trump. You didn't know that?
Sorry. No, I did not. I've never.
How did you? Before. How were you like kind of? Well, I know you're teetering, but how are you like a Trump supporter and you don't know his middle name is Jimothy?
I know it's Donald J. Trump. I didn't know it was Jimothy.
Yeah, the J stands for Jimothy.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Anyway, Jimothy was running for office, and do you know how much he spent on misinformation and disinformation around transgender people?
No.
$215 million. Just on misinformation and disinformation ads. Do you know what percent of the population transgender people make up?
A very low percentage.
Well, if you had to put a number on it, what would you say?
5, 10.
Way lower.
Like 4%?
Way lower.
Really?
Yep. Keep going.
Wait, so are you saying because it's a low percent?
No, just keep going. Keep going. Give me that number. What do you think?
Sure, I'll go with 1.
Less than that. Less than 1%.
Okay. So,
the transgender people make up less than 1% of the United States population. Hey, why do you think Donald Trump would spend $215 million on misinformation and disinformation on less than 1% of the United States population?
I don't know why he would do that.
That's a good question, right?
That is a good question.
Yeah. Hey, you know, a lot of things that people were saying, it's like, oh, the left with their woke ideology, they're pushing transgenderism on everybody. Hey, how much do you think that Kamala Harris and her campaign spent on like pro-transgender ideology, at the very least, pushing back on what Trump was saying? How much do you think they spent on that?
Probably a lot.
Put a number on it. If Trump spent 215 million on misinformation and disinformation, including like ads and everything, how much do you think the Harris campaign spent in counter messaging?
I'd say probably at least like half of that. I could be completely
Less.
wrong. Zero. That's what people are saying.
Yeah, they didn't spend anything on it. Actually, Kamala Harris and the Harris campaign, in which this is something that I knocked them for, but they actually, not only did they not spend any money to combat the misinformation and disinformation that was perpetuated by the Trump administration, they were even slow to even say like the things that they were saying wasn't true. Like they didn't even stop and say like, hey, they lying to people. They just like let that shit fly. So I guess the question I have, Trevor, is if one side is spending a shit ton of money to push a lie, and then the other side isn't even trying to step up and stop them from lying, how easy do you think it is for you to believe propaganda around a lie?
It might be pretty easy for me. I might be very, what's the word called? Fooled easily, naive. What's the word called? Foolish.
Yeah, I mean, except so this is, and I'll tell you this. This is the thing that I'll give you, right? And this is the thing I'll give you, and this is the thing that I'll give most people. We've already identified that the transgender people are less than 1% of the United States population. How many transgender people do you know in your personal life?
I think I've
not met,
one.
not come across, not worked near, but actually been friends with, spent time with.
Like none.
None. Okay. None. Most people don't know any transgender people, right? And so when you don't actually know someone, it's super easy to vilify them because you don't have a personal connection. Most people only really care about, you know, people in their vicinity, people that they know. Like people don't really care about people, which that sucks, but people don't just generally care about people they don't know. And so if they don't know transgender people, they're not going to actually just, you know, say, hey, that's not true, or try to fight for more information or education. They're just going to accept it because it's easy to vilify someone that you don't know, right? So like that's the tough part. Now, one last thing that I want to give you, right? Yeah. One big thing that Donald Trump has been pushing is quote unquote getting men out of women's sports, right? That's been his whole thing.
I agree with that though.
Cool. Question. How many credible sexual assault accusations does Donald Trump have? Not, you know, just people saying it, but like actually credible, verifiable, like lawsuit settlements, blah, blah, blah. How many credible sexual assault allegations does Trump have?
A lot that I've heard of. Spin
that wheel if you had to put a number on
it. 50. Higher or lower?
Shit. He's probably did more, but lower. He has 26 credible sexual assault allegations. Now, would you think that because this has been a huge thing for Trump, a major thing, getting quote unquote men out of women's sports. Do you think that there are more or less transgender people playing in the NCAA than Donald Trump has credible sexual assault allegations? More or less?
Probably less.
Yep.
But are you saying because it's less, it shouldn't be a problem?
What I'm saying is that it's a non sequitur. What I'm saying is that Donald Trump believes in identity politics to deflect away from things that are really affecting everyday Americans. What I'm saying is that they would rather vilify certain groups of people to keep you focused, or keep your focus off the fact that our economy is crumbling, the fact that we are in a war where there's no actual, line of sight, that prices are up, gas prices are up, grocery prices are up, unemployment is up. Like the actual perpetuation of like, there's always a bad guy. Not only is that something that the right and Donald Trump have mastered, but that's also a tenet. That's one of the 14 tenets of fascism. Like identifying a common enemy is to scapegoat. That's one of the 14 tenets of fascism. So what I'm saying is, one, what Donald Trump has pushed this idea that the left is just trying to quote unquote push transgenderism on everyone. That's not true. That's not true. The left doesn't even do a good job of protecting people within the queer community and making sure that they are, their rights are met. The establishment Democrats, they do a fuck horrible job of that, right? The only difference between the left and the right, though, is that the left says that the queer community, transgender people, they have the right to exist. They have the right to live. They have the rights to their rights. And the people on the right just want to demonize them because, one, they don't know them. Also, two, they've been propagandized into it. And three, if they didn't focus on transgender people, if they didn't focus on brown people coming from the south of the border, if they didn't focus on quote unquote DEI, then they would have to focus on financial policy. They would have to focus on governing. They would have to focus on the things that they're elected to do, and they can't do that. Did you know that the Republican Party hasn't passed not one piece of legislation? Not one. I usually tell people to say, hey, can you tell me? I'm just going to give you this game for free. The Republican Party has not passed one piece of legislation within the last 60 years that overwhelmingly benefits the middle and lower class more so than the top 1%. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Did you know that every single every single body of Congress since about I think it's Obama's first term, but every single house has continued to actually pass less and less legislation, and even more so when Republicans have power, except the only actual administration to break that trend was Biden's administration. Prior to that, under every single presidential administration, the Congress has passed less and less legislation, meaning they're doing less and less to make sure that Americans are taken care of.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So do you think I should just flip sides right now?
I think that you should educate yourself on your politics and like try to find the answers to the tough questions. I think a lot of people, I don't want to be, I don't want to necessarily speak from a place of privilege, because this is what I do, right? All day, every day, I consume politics. I'm knee deep in, the political atmosphere. And so I have dug into multiple things, and I've done research, I've done reading. I watch, like boring interviews and like all the like fucking C-SPAN. Like I watch C-SPAN, PBS, like all this other stuff, but not everyone has the ability to do that. So the one thing that I will say, hey, Jacob, fuck you, slap nuts. Get up here and tell me about it. No one cares about you, whatever the weird shit you're saying in my comments. I'm sending you a request. Get up here, you coward. You think you get to be a keyboard warrior in my comments? You got me fucked up. Anyway, sorry about that, Trevor. So what I was saying is not everyone has the ability to like really dive into the information and to be able to dissect whether politicians are lying or not. And spoiler alert, doesn't matter if they're on the left or the right, they're probably lying. But what I will tell you is that educating yourself is one of the most important things that you can do. Not being aligned to a party is one of the most important things you can do, because it's about holding our politicians accountable. I don't care if you have a D beside your name, an R beside your name, an I beside your name. If you're not doing something that's beneficial for everyday Americans, then you got to go. I don't care. I don't care. I don't play party favorites. I don't have a favorite politician. I don't have a favorite political party. Like, they're public servants. They're supposed to work for us. And if they don't work for us, then they got to go. I don't give a fuck who they are. And that's my stance.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I do have to go. I'm not
Absolutely.
running.
No, you're good.
You're good. I actually do have to go.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No worries. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push it out to the FYP. W's in the chat for Kylie. I think it's Kaylee, who sent a $3 donation saying, I wonder how he would feel if everyone in his entire life grew up and told him that he was a girl and that he had to wear girl clothes and he liked girl things. I don't know if that's like necessarily applicable. I get what you're trying to say. I think that there's a huge difference between like indoctrination versus like actually living in your truth and being who you are. But I get the point that you're trying to get across. W's in the chat for Kaylee, though. Thank you so much for that $3 donation, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out, guys. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Santana.
Yes.
Did you just lie to that guest?
Lie about what?
Donald Trump's middle name.
No, his middle name is Jimothy.
Are you sure?
Positive. Do you disagree? Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I think his middle name's John, but
It's
that's all
not.
I
They're
wanted
lying
to say.
to you. They're lying to you.
Okay.
It's a work, brother. It's a work. I'm working people into a shoot.
Hey, keep doing what you do, bro. I'm gonna get off here.
Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Guys, America doesn't really care. We've been able to verify that a lot of people, they don't really give a shit about a lot of shit, right? If I'm going to be frank, if we can be honest, they don't really care about a lot of things. And there's a lot of people that we have to hold accountable and call out the fact that they don't actually care about things. First and foremost, Republicans. Republicans absolutely do not care about, you're lying. It's not John. It's not John. Stop it. Hey, Rick, don't make me mute you. Republicans do not care about the Epstein survivors. They don't. Like, let's be honest. America, they don't really care about women as a whole. They don't care about women or children. But Republicans, they damn sure don't care about Epstein survivors. The moderate Dems, they don't care about our country. White men, they don't give a shit about anything except power. White women, they don't care about white supremacy. And if you're BLAGA, FBA, you don't care about black people. So if you disagree with anything on the background, get up here. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. W's in the chat for Joey. What up, Joey? Who sent a $5 donation, said vibing with Santana. I know that's right. W's in the chat for Joey, not Zoe. Holy smokes. W's in the chat for Joey. Guys, one thing that I wanted to talk about as we wait for someone to get the testicular fortitude to actually get into the box is what I was just saying to the other guy that was up here. Like, Donald Trump has fuck all about fuck all, right? Donald Trump doesn't actually have anything, and that's why he consistently leans into identity politics. What are you talking about, Santana? Don't worry, I got you. So, did anyone, Mandy, you said, what is FBA? If you don't know what FBA is, then that one's not for you. Just an FYI. Just an FYI, right? If you're not a white man, or if you're not white, then sorry, you don't get to come up and debate the white men or white woman topic. Sorry, you just don't. If you're not black, you don't get to debate the BLAGA or FBA topic. Sorry, you just don't. But if you fall into any of the other categories, you can debate those. But I'm not going to let, you know, someone who's not white debate white people, and I'm not going to let someone that's not black debate black people. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. Just FYI. And I know I'm not white, but whatever. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
That's the stupidest thing ever. You're not letting people debate because they're...
Shh. Don't crash in.
You're an
on
idiot.
Me. Don't crash in on me. What's happening? Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I'm sorry. You can't debate unless you have a vagina.
Oh my God. Can you please answer the question?
Can't debate unless you're...
Okay.
You're an idiot.
I know. You can go cry and crash out somewhere else, because like it's super weird that you came up here and you are too much of a baby. You're too much of a fucking man-child to even engage in a basic question. Like, you have the IQ of fucking toast. Like, you have the emotional impulse of a toddler. You can't even get past a simple question. And I will let you speak, but instead of actually, you decide to crash in, not crash out, but crash in. Holy smokes, Bubba, go to therapy. What are we doing? Now, if you would like to come back and engage as an adult and have impulse control and go through an actual back and forth exchange, then you're welcome, Samson. But I'm not going to do like the weird crybaby thing. Like, I'm so sick and tired of you guys crying every time you come up here. Every time they come up here, they got another complaint. They're crying about something else. Oh, you're racist, Santana. Oh, you won't let me do this. Oh, why won't you let me just talk about my feelings? Why is it that every time I come up here, you say, oh, you got to have facts? Why can't you just believe me? Fuck that. Anyway, like I was saying, Donald Trump doesn't actually have anything except identity politics. And he proves it anytime that he opens up his mouth. I don't know if you guys saw what happened yesterday, but Donald Trump did this whole shebang as far as like DoorDash and the no tax on tips. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Golden, Aussie, and Luna, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I'm so sorry. That was an accident.
Okay, no worries. I'll drop you down. So yesterday, Donald Trump did this whole thing where he promoted, quote unquote, no tax on tip, no tax on overtime, right? And since he was promoting the idea of no tax on tip, no tax on overtime, what he actually did was staged a DoorDash delivery. Donald Trump pretended as if he was getting a DoorDash delivery. And with that DoorDash delivery, he had someone who said that they had saved $11,000 to his no tax on tip, no tax on overtime, right? Which we know that's not how that fucking works, right? First and foremost, the actual IRS filings are out, and surprise, surprise, people are paying back more than they have in the past. So like the shit just isn't a thing, right? Anyway, so they were there supposedly promoting the no tax on tip, no tax on overtime. And of course he DoorDashed McDonald's. Anywho, after going through a quick Q&A, Donald Trump turned to the alleged, and I said alleged, I'll tell you why I said alleged in a moment, but Donald Trump turned to the alleged DoorDasher who had saved $11,000 She said $11,000. That's how much she got back for the quote unquote no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. And he turned to her in the middle of talking about policy, what's supposed to be policy, what's supposed to be this grand thing that they just did. And this is what he said.
We want to have men playing in women's sport. Do you think that men should play in women's sports?
I really don't have an opinion on that.
You don't, I'll bet you do.
No, I'm here about no
Pizza.
tax on tips.
Yeah. Okay.
So as they're at the White House and they're supposedly talking about no tax on tips, right? Something that is supposed to actually be beneficial to everyday Americans, even though we know that's not the truth. Donald Trump turned to this alleged DoorDasher who the only reason that she supposedly was allowed to be a DoorDasher and deliver McDonald's to Donald Trump is because she was someone who was positively impacted by the institution of no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. And instead of him focusing on that, instead of him locking the fuck in and focusing on that, he shifted to identity politics. He shifted to something that had nothing to do about what they were there for. He shifted to vilifying the queer community, shifted to transphobia, right? That's where he went. But he went there because he knew it was all a crock of shit, and that's what the Republican parties do. That's what the Republican Party does. That's what the Republican Party is built on. That's how they focus on not actually doing anything beneficial for the people. They do that because if they can create a boogeyman, if they can create a scapegoat, if they can create someone to vilify, then no one has to focus on the fact that they're not doing shit for everyday Americans. It's sleight of hand. It's a magic trick. It's Don the Con at his very best. Now, Trump said something super interesting when he actually walked in, right? Donald Trump said something super interesting when she first walked up and she actually got ready to deliver the DoorDash order. He took the food and then he made a joke and said, ha ha ha, this looks staged. Or no, he said, this doesn't look staged, right? That was the joke. And I say this all the time. I say this all the time. There's some truth in every joke. There's some truth in every joke. Chat, I might tell you a joke, but I won't tell you a lie. So, Donald Trump said, oh, this doesn't look staged at all. I wonder why he would say that. Well, I'll tell you why he would say that. Or better yet, instead of me telling you, I'm going to show you why he said that, because it's more than likely what you thought it was. Give me a second. Let's put this on the screen, and I'm going to actually show you this video. So let's do this.
Hard.
Let's see here. Boom. 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 Share. Okay. And then move this. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to put this over here. Boom. So this is the lady down at the bottom. This is the lady that actually delivered Donald Trump's DoorDash order, right? That's who delivered Donald Trump's DoorDash order. Let's take a look at this.
Heartfelt testimony, if you can, and you don't know what you don't know, but from your perspective, what do you think this bill is ultimately going to mean for you and the savings that you're going to have?
Well, again, I believe that, it's going to free up some stuff for me. It means that I'm going to be able to stay more connected with my family in Missouri. It's going to help with any future treatments. God forbid that he has to have more treatments, but it will help more with that.
Where do you live now?
I leave tomorrow night.
No, where do you live?
Oh, I live in Arkansas.
Okay.
Final question for you. You've been very kind. Thank you. What do you think this policy, no tax on tits?
I like being able to, just do what I need to do, and freeing up this extra money means quite a bit to my family.
In Ms. Simmons, do you consider yourself to be wealthy or well-connected?
Not at all.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for appearing, and Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back.
So that was interesting. That was really interesting. The one thing that I will say is I understand media savviness. I understand controlling the narrative. I understand the ideal behind making sure that messaging is accurate. But the right has a history of paid actors. The right has, you said Trump is Jesus Christ himself. Sure. Hey, Fanta, I don't care about you spamming weird shit in my chat. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Come up here. Either say it with your chest or don't say it at all. Hey, fucking weirdo. The right has the history of hiring paid actors, and Donald Trump has a history of staging things, right? Like it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing from Donald Trump staging him working at McDonald's, right? To Donald Trump staging him driving a trash truck, to Donald Trump staging him almost getting I'm not going to say that one. Not going to say that one. I don't have on my protective hat. And yeah. Anyway, the point that I'm making is to prop up a lie, and to perpetuate the lie and to get people to believe that what happened actually happened when we know it didn't. We can see the IRS data. We can see the information. People are paying more back in taxes. This person, Bill Skin, said, you dislike Donald Trump, boo-hoo, beats having Kamala. Hey, guess what? Bill Skins, guess what? First and foremost, shut up, dweeb. I'm going to mute you, and I'm going to send you a request because, Bill, I don't care what you have to say in my comment section. Either you have the testicular fortitude to get in the box, or you're just going to shut up. I don't care which one. I don't care which one. Either you get to cry from outside of the club, or you're going to actually get up here and say it with your chest. And I sent you the request, and Bill hasn't accepted that request, guys. Guess what? Bill didn't accept that request. Bill, I know you see that request on your screen. Bill Skin 728. Bill Skin 728. I bet you, howdy partner, I bet you won't accept that request. I bet you won't do it, you coward. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And you guys love screaming Kamala Harris. I don't give a shit about talking about Kamala Harris. Like you guys are the ones that want to come up here and say, tell me why Kamala Harris would have been better than Donald Trump. Why? I can just tell you why, how Donald Trump is fucking shit up today. Why do we have to talk about 2024? I can tell you today what Donald Trump is doing to destroy our country. Why in the hell do we have to talk about Kamala Harris? You guys want to live in something that didn't happen. I'm dealing with the fact that the world's on fire. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Hi, Lenny, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Okay, I'm gonna drop you down. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Also, guys, just an FYI, just a pro tip, like if someone does come up and they are driving, you don't have to spam driving in the chat. Like that's the worst thing that you could actually do. TikTok has AI moderators, and when you like spam that, it will draw more attention. But also the actual TOS, if you read the TOS, it's not about anyone else. It's about the person that's hosting the live. So as long as I'm not driving, it's okay. Just a couple of things to keep in mind. Anyway, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I am.
Okay, perfect. Give me 1 second here. Let me thank one quick person and then we'll get into it. W's in the chat for, or actually two people. W's in the chat for Kay for the $4 donation saying, love what you do. I want you to debate my sister. Kay, tell your sister come catch this fade. Like they can come over to TikTok. We can debate from YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. We can debate from anywhere. Just let them know. W's in the chat for Feisty. What up, Feisty? Feisty sent 5 YouTube membership subscriptions. W's in the chat for Feisty. Thank you so much for those 5 YouTube membership subscriptions. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and link here in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. Keep tapping the screen. Let's get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Last but not least, guys, 1.3 thousand people hanging out. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button, turn on notifications. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. So please hit that follow button. All right, Taco Cat, which point do you disagree with the most on the background where you'd like to start?
Sorry, I'm just waiting for this stupid lawnmower to go by.
Okay.
I want to talk about that main point real quick, man, before we get into anything. The main point that drives all of us crazy, that when we debate, we talk about the other side. You're like, why are you guys always bringing up Kamala? Right? And listen, man, I got no problem defending Trump. That's what we do every day in these debates. Every day we defend our president. But we are curious why you don't stand behind any of your people or kind of, say these are the values we hold. So the only reason we bring that stuff up is because it could be that in power at some point. And it's important to recognize what your party stands for. That's all. Do you stand 10 toes behind your party? That's all I want to do. So in this debate, I might bring it up. I might say, well, what does this party do? And we can definitely look at my party for sure. Like I said, when it comes to anything that's been going on, we haven't really seen your party step up. Venezuela, Alex Preddy, Renee Good, Iran, Obama, Biden, or Kamala have given minimal response to what's going on there. And I just see that as a cop-out of leadership, man.
Okay. So when I talk about like what I said, it's not an issue for me when people want to compare administrations. It's not an issue for me when people want to compare like data or track records or things like that. Like that's not an issue for me.
But they never check their own shit. I agree. Right.
Can I finish though?
No, I'm just agreeing with you. They never check their own shit. They never say you're right.
Wait. Let me just. I'm just going to finish this point. I don't care about like actually bringing up information when it comes to like looking at administration, policy to policy, how things have changed over a historical lens and looking at empirical data. What I do have a problem with is when people say like the point that I was trying to drive home is when people come up and say like, well, the reason why I voted for Trump. Like, I don't care about why you voted for Trump. That was in 2024, it's 2026. When people say, well, tell me why Kamala Harris would have been a better president than Trump. I don't really care about that because Kamala Harris isn't the president. And so I rather talk about like what's happening currently within our society and how that, looks on present day, how that compares to the things that we've been through. And then how does that project to the future? I find no value in comparing like what could have been versus what actually is. And that's the point that I was getting across.
I mean, it's a little, I don't want to say childish, but there's a word there where you don't want to play the scenario of what could happen, right?
Why?
Where you go, oh, well, they're not in power, so why would I even run the scenario?
Why do we need to talk about that when we can talk about reality?
Because reality is just hating on our president. We get it. You guys just want to talk about him and not talk about who your party is, but that's not fair. Your party's
fair
3
comes
years
in the
away
fall,
from being a real conversation.
The affairs in the fall. This is the spring. I like to deal with actual reality. See, some of my favorite people that I listen to, like Swan, like Peach, like they actually before they accept someone to join the conversation, they always start with they only accept empirical data, no anecdotal stories, right? So they don't really care about like your personal experiences. They don't really care about the feelings and all this.
Well, then you get into a source argument.
Still just finishing up.
You're sourcing back and forth of whose source is real.
Just finishing up my point. Just finishing up my
point.
So their entire thing is like they want things that are verifiable, and I can dig that. I allow people to give anecdotal experience, and we can talk about that. And if it's something that's just like crazy, then I'll say, give me a source. But the point being is, a lot of people like to make up fairy tale scenarios where you don't have to do that. Like you can actually live in reality. I'll give you a great example. When I'm debating someone and they're saying like, oh, white people can experience racism just like black people, just like anyone. I'm like, okay, cool. Give me an actual, like a real world example of white people experiencing racism on a mass scale. And they can say, well, if this happens or if that happens, I'm like, no, why are you doing that? I can give you a real world example of black people.
Yeah, but you just changed the definition to
black
mass.
Black people actually experiencing it on a mass scale. And
why does it change the racism though? Whether it's mass or by one, it's just who's experiencing it. Why do you get to throw the word mass in there?
I'm giving you the example of what happens. And I get to throw the word mass in because the idea that there's quote unquote individual racism is stupid. And again, everything can be quantified. I'm just going to finish my point. Taco Cat, would you mind if I just finish what I'm saying? The point being is overall, the reason why I sit here and say we're going to talk about where we are today, it's because we don't have to make up scenarios. We don't have to dream as far as like what could have been. We can talk about what the Democratic Party is currently doing. We can talk about the history of the Democratic Party, but making up a different world where Kamala Harris was president, I find no value in that. So like, I'm not saying that you can't talk about the Democratic Party. I'm not talking about you can't, bring up historical events or empirical data. I'm just saying I find no value in making up scenarios and saying, what would the world look like today if Kamala Harris was in office? That's my whole point.
That makes sense. Yeah, just some invention of ideas. I agree. And, I won't try to do that because that really is pointless. Yeah. I agree. Listen, let's get to the topic. Let's get to it.
Okay.
I believe if I ask 100,000 Republicans 3 simple questions, are you for hard immigration, strong borders like we have now? Are you for trans ideology out of our country? Are you for strong reform to education and crime? We believe it's a hand raise across the border. I flip this now to the Democratic panel. Are you for slightly open borders? Are you for trans ideology completely being allowed and be open to do whatever it wants? And are you for backing off crime and education? What would you say?
I would say I don't really give a fuck about those questions because those questions are stupid.
That's the first part of our conversation, man.
I'm giving you an honest answer. Would you like to know why?
Sure.
Because the idea of like, open borders or strong borders or whatever, and quote unquote trans ideology, again, it digs into the heart of like what I call identity politics. And so when it comes to you polling 100,000 people on the left or the 100,000 people on the right, like I find no value in that actual poll. But if you want to talk about what policies or what those things are actually doing to impact our society as a whole, like substantively, I'm down for talking about that. I just don't think that like saying, what do you think people would say? Like I'm very much a realist, right? I have ideas and I I have ideas and things that I would want to do, but I'm also practical in nature as far as understanding what would or would not be able to be passed and how things currently work. So while I may want any and everyone to be able to come into the country, like, fuck it, I don't care. I understand that in order to have a current country, a current structure, there is a vetting process, and we have to assign who can or cannot come into the country. So what I advocate for is a better process as far as getting people in the country. So like those things are different.
I've watched the vetting process. First of all, they don't speak a lot of English. So they're really asking them some basic questions about our country, like some small constitutional questions. They're checking their record, make sure they're not, violent criminals. But as far as what we do to vet people, I've watched the video. It's not much. It's, how many people do you have? Some basic questions. We do not vet them like, what are your core values?
Who cares about core values?
That's what I mean. That's why we don't.
Stupid. Like,
well,
why would anybody sit there and say, what are your core values? That's
that's
stupid.
What I mean. What do you mean by extra vetting?
I didn't say anything about extra vetting. I said a better process, meaning a quicker, more sound, safe process to get people in the country. The point that I'm getting to is like years and years ago when people used to come through Ellis Island, right? The actual process as far as getting people into the country took about I think it was 5 to 6 hours. I can look it up and give you the exact amount for sure, but it was less than like that. But now it's a drawn out process. It's time consuming, like all of this other stuff.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. How long does
look it up?
How long does it take for people to become U.S. citizens? And I'm sorry, not the vet people when I said through Ellis Island. That's why I said.
You're changing the question. Now you're asking how long does it take to be interviewed. Now that process has been completely.
Holy fuck! Stop. No. That was one question. The first thing I said wasn't a question. The first thing I said was a statement. I meant, and then I was correcting myself. I said I meant coming through Ellis Island years ago, you could get citizenship and it would take anywhere from 5 to 6 hours for that entire process versus now it takes years. That's what I'm saying.
What year was that?
Give me a
just
second.
around.
I'll get you the information. I don't have it right off the top of my head.
You can do 20s, 30s, 40s. I don't care.
I don't know. I'd rather look it up. I don't like to guess stuff.
Okay.
1 second.
That would matter, I think, a little bit. And just to say, our due processing timeline now has changed because we've let so many people in the country that we can't, it takes 5 years now. We have to slow it down through the ports because we're trying to give amnesty to the ones who snuck in here. And we can't just kick them out.
And FYI, this started in 1892. And
holy shit, quite a different country, right?
Can I finish my? Why do you have an issue with impulse control? I wasn't finished speaking.
We're interjecting. It's a conversation goes back and forth.
I'm answering your question. This is not a conversation. I'm literally saying a sentence. Hey guys, you guys don't have to mute them from the chat. I got them. Mods, please. I got it. Don't worry about muting people. If I need to mute them, I'll mute them. The point that I was saying is it started in 1892 and it went up to 1954.
Okay. And then what happened in the 54s? We started doing major migration into our country. Things changed, man. It was different. The numbers got massive. By the 70s, we'd realized, holy shit, this is a problem. We're letting too many people in. So I don't understand what do you mean? What happened with Reagan?
In 1954, Ellis Island closed, and then there became more accessible ports of entry. So it wasn't about that. It was literally just about the overall country being more accessible. So you're wrong.
Well, Ellis Island was being ported through other countries that we had already pretty much known about. What we didn't know about was our little friends from the South walking into our nation, into Texas and into Florida, from Mexico. So we were what's the word? Checking the people that we were bringing in. And then we said, holy shit, that's not the problem. The problem is they're walking in. So Ellis Island came through ships, right? Of people that were vetted. That was the word I was looking for. And then we realized from our bottom friends were just walking in.
Hey,
in
question.
Florida and Texas, we're looking like Spain.
The largest amount of undocumented immigrants in the U.S. comes from what?
What do you mean comes from what? Which country?
No, just in general. Would you say, like you mentioned that there's quote unquote friends from the South walking in, would you say that's the largest portion of undocumented immigrants in the country?
Are you asking me what race is the largest portion?
No, I didn't.
I'm trying to define the question.
I'm saying the way that people get into the country that are undocumented how would you say that the majority of the people who get into the country undocumented, how do they get into the country?
The majority of people who are undocumented, you wouldn't believe this, actually went usually through, it's not the border, but through like H-1 visas and things. So they were here legally, and then they just outstayed their visas by years.
Yeah,
years.
and that's the point that I was getting to. When you talk about like undocumented immigrants, the premise that there's just been a flood of people coming through the border undocumented, like that's not the problem. There's a larger
that.
Well, right, but there's a larger issue with people overstaying their visas than there is with people just walking.
All you're
into the
doing is
country
admitting there's, yeah, all you're doing is admitting there's two major problems.
Okay.
That's all
What is the
you're
Republican
doing.
Party doing to fix it?
Well, you know this. I'm a generalist, man. I've been trying to figure out why are we detaining so many people instead of deporting them? Why are we building deportation centers that hold thousands of people?
Oh, I know
and
why.
let me.
That's easy.
What's your theory? And I'll give mine.
Oh, no, it's not it's not a theory. It's as actual, like I can prove everything that I'm about to say. Donald Trump is using ICE to detain people and put them into free slave labor and then selling them to concentration camps.
I love that theory. What do you mean?
It's not a theory.
Where are we sitting there? What's a concentration camp? Is that where you go to die, or what? What is that?
I mean, it's actual locations where they torture people on a daily basis.
Where are we doing that? Where are we sending these people to where we're torturing them on a daily basis?
CCOT and places like CCOT. CCOT is a well-known torture prison in El Salvador. And the Trump administration, when they do finally complete deportations, they've been sending people to CCOT instead of sending them to the country that they originated from. And so when they send people to CCOT, they end up like being tortured like Kilmar Obergo Garcia, the person that the Supreme Court ruled on a 9-0 decision that Donald Trump had to administer his return. Like when he got back, he had testimony that state that he was mentally and physically tortured. He was someone that they made him hang from, like they had his hands up and he hung from his tippy toes. And if he like lost his balance.
So the torture camp's not in America. It's in El Salvador. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I said there. Donald Trump is.
And we're sending the majority of our people there.
I said Donald Trump is using ICE to round up people and to put them into free slave labor and then selling them to concentration camps.
So when you say free slave labor, where are they working? Where can we see the videos of them out doing the work with wearing
in the United States
orange
of America?
jumpsuits? I haven't seen any videos of them. I live in Florida. I've been.
Why do you keep saying videos? Is the only thing that you actually use for evidence is videos?
I mean, you'd think with all the hate towards it, someone would get a drone over it, right?
Yeah. Did you know?
Hey, this is your claim, man, that they're out there busting their ass.
Hey, Taco Cat. Like again, every time I start speaking, you feel like it's a green sign for you to start speaking as well. Like
whatever, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to start mute you if you don't stop cutting me off. The point that I was making is, did you know that there is still slavery in the United States today?
Slavery, where they don't make any money and we beat the hell out of them and we make them sleep out in places. Where's that happening at?
Everywhere.
That's what I just had to define. That's what I think slavery is.
I don't care what you think slavery is. Like I honestly, you're showing that you don't really know a lot, but I'm telling you, we have slavery here in the United States today. Don't worry, I have proof. I will show you. Give me just a second.
Gotta look it up and pull up some small thing.
I don't have to look shit up. I have
beat these men with whips?
I have actual fucking proof. I'm gonna meet you because holy shit! Not only do you not know anything, but like the obsessive over talking like is starting to make my ass itch. Give me a second. I'm pulling it up and putting it on the screen.
While you're looking it up, can I give my
I'm not
theory
looking anything up. I'm not looking anything up. I'm putting something on the screen. You fucking donut. Shut up.
Okay,
You're literally not fucking listening. I am being patient and I am being kind. And Taco Cat, you're being fucking insufferable. Stop. Holy shit, fucking stop. Taco Cat, can you read that?
I'm old, but a little bit. Do you want me to
Fine,
read it
I'll
out
read
loud?
it. Don't worry about it. This is the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, Section 1. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for a crime wherefore the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to the jurisdiction. What does that mean, Taco Cat?
Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime, whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. Okay, yeah, it
What does
says
that mean?
that means that we are allowed to detain you. It doesn't say anything about making you a slave.
Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for a crime, wherefore the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to the jurisdiction.
All right, so your theory is that all of our prisoners are slaves. You have to stand on that, Santana. Let's say there's 10 million people watching.
This is not a theory. This is not a theory. Yes,
your claim.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
there it
This
is,
is
guys.
it's literally what the Constitution
Prison is
says.
slavery.
Yes, the private prison
What should
system,
we
the
do
prison
with the
system is
criminals
slavery.
then? All right, next
That's
question. What do
not
we
the
do with
question.
them?
No, Taco Cat, can you stop? I'm not sitting here litigating what we should or should not do with
What?
criminals. That's not what I'm litigating. I'm telling you that the 13th Amendment in the United States Constitution did not end slavery. It legalized slavery, and it gave the parameters of when it is acceptable for people to be slaves. Can you acknowledge that?
I acknowledge that.
Perfect. All right. So now the claim that I made as far as Donald Trump using ICE to round up undocumented immigrants and put them into free slave labor and then sell them to concentration camps is a part of another thing. One, what's been happening, because you've already admitted yourself, and so I'm glad that you already know about this, but Donald Trump isn't actually deporting people. He's keeping them locked up in these private prison systems for long periods of time. A lot of times in the past, the normal time that you have to hold an undocumented immigrant before allowing them to see something before deporting them has been averaged about a month. Donald Trump and his administration are averaging anywhere from 4 to 6 months as far as having people within these private prison systems. So
can I give my theory about that, please? I let you give yours. I'd love to give mine. Can I have the floor?
I'm not giving you any theories. I'm
Can I
only
have the
speaking of
floor?
fact. Sure. I'm just telling you, like, I want to be very, very clear with this statement. I'm going to let you go next, like, and you can say whatever. I just want you to understand there's no theory that I'm giving you. This isn't theory. I'm only telling you facts.
You're saying prisoners are slaves, and that's fine if you want to put it in some general context. But
It's
when I
what
ask
the
you
United
how-
States Constitution
that's
says.
Great. But when I ask you how
Is
we
that
should
not
punish
what
them,
the
you
United
go,
States
"Eh."
Constitution says?
Hey, when I ask you what we should do with them, you start getting mumbly. You go, I don't want to talk about that. What do we do with them? How do you
You're
punish someone who
trying
unalive
to-
their own children?
You're literally trying to get off of the point. I'm not. My
No,
point is
that's
not
the point.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. My point has never
Why won't
been
you answer?
Because it has fuck all to do with my statement. You keep trying to get me to veer off because now you see that I'm putting it in your face. My claim was that Donald Trump is using ICE to round up undocumented immigrants, to put them into free slave labor, and then selling them to concentration camp. And
have no proof
you
on this.
actually said, what are the concentration camps? Where is that happening? I gave you the information around El Salvador. I told you about what they do. I gave you the specific, one of the best known examples of someone who was sent there and was tortured. We then shifted back to the beginning of the claim where I'm establishing the fact that we do have slavery here within the United States, and that is enshrined by the Constitution, which is the 13th Amendment. And prior to me even getting to this point, as far as Donald Trump keeping them here longer, you had already admitted that you knew that he was keeping people here longer. So I'm not making any claim. I'm not making any claims about what we should or should not do with the prison system. I'm not making any theories. I'm laying out the facts as far as what we know. So you sitting here saying, why can't we talk about what should happen to people that are convicted of crimes? That was not the conversation. I did not bring that up. I'm just trying to make it through my actual statement, which is Donald Trump is using ICE to round up undocumented immigrants, putting them into free slave labor, and then selling them to concentration camps. That's all I'm trying to do. The floor is yours.
We'll see how long I get the floor. I'll say this. First of all, if I were to ask to show me the proof of the numbers that you think we're sending them and selling them, you'd have to show me actual proof that we're selling a majority of these people over to them. And that's your theory. Here's mine. Here's my theory, and I'll only take 2 minutes to
just
land it
FYI,
here.
I'm gonna tell you to substantiate whatever you say. So if your theory,
you're gonna substantiate yours too at the end.
That's so literally what I've been doing. You want to interject
We're gonna see
me,
the contrast.
That's fine. That's fine. Whatever quote unquote theory you have, I want to see proof. So floor is yours.
Okay, well, I'm a generalist. I debate a little differently, so I
don't care about generalists or fuck.
And you're
not
can
gonna make
decide
a claim.
how you want to handle it.
You're not going to make a claim if you can't substantiate it. I'm just letting you know.
I'll say
Go
whatever
ahead.
I want, and then you
Sure.
can do whatever you want with
Sure.
me. Okay.
Go ahead.
So here's my theory of what's going on, that we've been talking a lot about the Western Hemisphere, extremely about Greenland and Venezuela. And I'm trying to wonder, what is Trump going for? What is this conversation really about? And then I'm watching, why are we cutting oil in Venezuela from China in Venezuela? Why are we cutting oil in Iran from China in Iran? We're cutting them because it is an AI race in our country right now. All right. And China has no brakes, and they are winning that race. And let me tell you why we're detaining all these people and making even bigger places to detain. Maybe you didn't hear recently that we've enacted a draft. This isn't a draft like back in the day where we force you to do things, but also if you look into the draft, which we can get into logistics now, you can look it up. It says in there, undocumented detainees can be sent into this draft.
Okay,
So what
stop
we're
there for a second. Stop there for a second. Okay. One, we have not enacted a draft. We enacted the auto selective service, auto selected enrollment into the draft, right? So that actually was instituted with the passing of the fiscal policy that passed in the end of 2025. And what that does is,
well, I don't want to
allow
be
people
muted though, buddy.
Yeah, I'm telling you to stop right there because I want some actual proof or something. I'm just clarifying one
It
thing.
does
and
say
letting you know that I know.
undocumented.
That's fine. That's fine. Just hold tight for a second. I'm just clarifying one thing because I'm tracking you so far. The reason why I let you go on that whole part and the point that you did is because you didn't say anything. You didn't say anything at that point that I felt like needed to be substantiated or whatever. That's fine.
Well, we can look at it.
So the point that I'm making is no, that we are not, they have not instituted a draft, but they have instituted the auto enrollment into selective service, which means if you are between the ages of 18 and 25, that you will automatically be registered for selective service.
I'm not denying
which
that.
is the draft. No, I'm just clarifying that.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
So now the question I have for you is, you said that there's actual language saying that
Yes.
undocumented immigrants can be added to selective services. Where did you find that?
Let's look it up.
Tell me exactly where it's at. I'll put it on the screen. While he does that, W's in the chat for Kay for the $4 donation saying, the thing is, my sister hates debating. I tried. Oh, it's okay, Kay. I understand. A lot of people will stand on their beliefs and not really want to defend it. And then even more so, getting in front of people and standing up and defending the thought at times can be a lot hard. So a lot of people don't like to do that either. W's in the chat for Kay. I'm still speaking. Give me a second. W's in the chat for Feisty for the $10 super chat to say, do you think that white fragile voice will become an evolutionary trait? I think so, Feisty. I do. I absolutely do. W's in chat for Feisty for the $10 super chat. Guys, if anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Peachy Rice Cake, who has a 3-stream streak over on Twitch. W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen, who has a 7-stream streak over on Twitch. And W's in the chat for the new followers on Twitch. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Guys, can we knock out the donuts? The donuts are the daily gift goal. Can we please knock those out? And last but not least, if you look up at the top and you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. So we got 1.7 thousand people hanging out right now. And we've only gotten 76 new followers on the stream. I know for a fact that there's more than 76 people that are watching that have not hit that follow button. So look up there. If you see that follow button, hit the follow button, turn on notifications. I go live all the time. We do debates. We do panel discussions. We do a lot of shit here. All right. You said you had the proof, Taco Cat, as far as the undocumented.
So I'm a generalist. I can give you the sources it's pulling from, and then if we can go deep into those, we can.
I just want to know
hold on.
the actual source
sir.
where it says that. That's it.
Hold on, I got you. You can grab this from sss.gov or from the Colorado ON.
Let's do sss.gov.
Let me read something, please.
Title?
Please give me 10 seconds.
No,
just fucking do this, Santana.
No,
don't
yes, I'm gonna.
Shit.
Yes, I'm gonna fucking do this shit. You said sss.gov.
Don't do
That's
this, man.
fine.
Don't do
yes,
this.
yes, we are gonna do this.
sss.gov. Stop controlling me.
sss.gov. No one's trying to control you. We're looking at your source.
Let me read something.
No. Tell me the name of your source so we can put it on the screen first. I know you little snowflake. Stop crashing out. You gave me. I know. You gave me your source. That's fine. I'm accepting your source. I want to put it on the screen.
I love that.
You said sss.gov. What's the title?
I would never mute you.
What's the title of what you're looking at?
The title
yes
is Who Needs to Register Selective Service System.
Okay, who needs to register?
I'm looking at an AI overview, so I can go into it if I need to.
Yep. No, we're not going to look at AI overviews. I'm at sss.gov and I'm at who needs to register.
Give me 10 seconds, man. Please don't mute me.
Sure.
I'm fucking begging you, Santana.
Go.
Please.
I mean, I don't care. Just pull up the information. Fair comes in the fall. Stop crying and just tell me your source.
Stupid words.
Yeah.
So I'll say
Words
this.
matter,
it says it right here. Just let me say this. It takes 10 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna put this on the screen. Hold
National
on.
Defense
Wait.
Act.
I'm putting it on the screen. I want to be able to look at it together. Give me 2 seconds.
Man. I hate your panel, bro.
Why are you crying so much?
Because you won't give me a voice. That's all I'm asking for.
It's so unfair that I'm making you prove the thing that you're saying.
Shit.
I'm making you prove the thing that you're saying. That's why this entire time, the entire time you've been saying, I'm a generalist. That's because you don't want to actually prove shit.
Deep into dive shit that's generally known.
Exactly. You want to live off your fifis, and you're mad that I won't let you live off your fifis.
You won't let a motherfucker talk because maybe you're in your goddamn fifis about it.
So
and now you're gonna shut me up again.
I'm on here. I'm on here.
I wish we were face to face. You never pull this shit face to face.
You wouldn't.
You would never pull this shit.
You're an internet tough guy. I don't care.
No, it's just you wouldn't be able to be a bitch like this.
Okay, that's fine. I have your source on the screen.
Go ahead, lord over the fucking conversation.
I have your source on the screen. Stop fucking crying and tell me what you want us to look at.
My debate here is that the National Defensive Authorization Act automates the process. Right here, give me 10 seconds. Applying to green card holders, refugees,
where are you seeing this?
And undocumented men.
Where are you seeing this?
That's my overview. If you want to dive into it,
I don't care about the overview.
The ocean.
Stop. We just want to be able to see what you're seeing. Tell me the source. I have it on the screen. You said sss.gov. And then you said the title, and I brought this up, who needs to register? I'm here. Tell me where we can see what you're saying. That's it. I guess the realist doesn't really have anything to say at the moment.
Oh, I've been muted the whole time. We're on the same page.
Okay.
I'm looking at the same thing you are.
Okay.
Where is your buttons underneath that sentence right there? Where it goes there, right there. Immigrants and dual nationals.
Okay,
click
so you want me to click
with
here?
Your little fingers.
Okay, perfect.
And I'll read it for you.
Okay.
U.S. immigrants are required by law to register with the Selective Service System 30 days after the 18th birthday or 30 days after entry into the United States if they are between the ages of 18 and 25. This includes U.S.-born national citizens, parolees, undocumented immigrants, legal permanent citizens, asylum seekers, refugees, and all males with visas of any kind. Suck a dick for making me do that shit.
Wait, for making you prove something that you
Yeah,
said?
I asked it because well, look what we had to do. Look what we had to do to go over a general statement.
Did you know that you
should've
spent
known
more
this.
time
If you're a
crying?
good debater,
Did you know,
should've
hey,
known
hey,
this.
did you know that you spent more time crying than proving your point? Like proving the point took a matter of moments. You spent about 15 or 20 minutes crying. I said that I was willing to accept your point and your source. I just said, can you verify it? Holy shit. Why is it so bad that we want to actually verify the shit that you're saying? I would like to go ahead and finish this, though. A few individuals who are exempt from this requirement are those who are current non-immigrant visas, as long as they remain on a valid visa up to the time that they turn 26. If you receive a letter from us requesting that you register, please send a copy supporting documentation. Okay, perfect. So
would you agree that holds value to my statement a little bit, that we might be holding them to use this as soldiers as China prepares to come after us?
No. That absolutely does hold weight. I mean, I'm not understanding. Again, I didn't say that you were wrong. I said this entire time I was listening to what you were saying. I just said if there was something that I wanted you to substantiate, then I was going to have you substantiate it, and that's it.
I was actually shocked you didn't know it.
I haven't pushed back on like anything that you said so far. I've just been saying that I want to verify. All right, so go ahead and finish your point. So your point is.
Yeah, my point is the conversation's about to change from Iran to the big conversation, China. You're going to start hearing that on the news next. Then we're going to come up here next week and be talking about that. And you'll be defending China in some sense. But let me tell you, they're prepping. They're pissed we cut the oil off in Venezuela. They are damn sure pissed we cut it off in Iran. And that we blocked the Cape of the Strait. Now these oil boats are coming here. To land my plane about everything, America wants to be the world supplier of oil. We want the money. We're sick of this shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So while your theory is a plausible theory, I'm not going to say it's not. I don't know if there's going to be a quote unquote war with China. I think that's, I don't know. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I can't say that, oh, you're absolutely false or absolutely wrong. I will say that it's logically sound. That's what I will give you. Now, going back to my facts, because I'm not giving you any theories as far as anything that I've said. Like again, substantiating the things that I've said.
Well, I do want to call you on who we're selling to the country. I want facts on that. I want to see that you think we're selling the majority of our undocumented to one little prison in El Salvador.
I didn't say that.
You mentioned a prison in El Salvador. You said that's where we're sending them.
Yeah, I gave you the example of CCOT, and we're selling them to other actual prisons throughout the world as far as sending them. Do you know what actually qualifies people as properly being deported?
No.
Okay. In order to properly deport someone, you have to either 1, deport them from the country that they originated from, or 2, deport them to a third-party country that's agreed upon if their country does not take back immigrants.
Right. Some countries deny
exactly.
Right.
Like Russia. Like Russia will not take back deportees. And so we have to negotiate a third party to send them to that country.
I mean, that seems pretty normal, right?
Right. The Trump administration is not doing that. They're not sending them back to the countries that they originated from. They're sending them to these other countries, not only in El Salvador, but countries that are within Africa, and they're sending them to those countries. So a lot of these undocumented immigrants are showing up expecting to be back in the country where they came from and learning that they are in another country as a whole. And not only are they in another country, but they're going to a specific prison within those countries.
Well, you'd have to prove that the majority are from a country like Russia that's saying we're not going to take them back. And then you'd also have to prove that there's numbers somewhere that we're deporting rather than detaining a majority of these people. We haven't detained that many compared to other presidents.
I'm so confused as far as why you're telling me to prove something that I'm not saying.
Oh, you said you have facts on this, that we are sending these prisoners, we're selling them. Basically, we're it's like the slave days is pretty much your theory.
No, that's not. That's not. You're telling me to prove something. I never said that we're sending a majority.
We're putting them into free slavery and then selling them to other countries.
Yes. When did I say we're doing this to a majority of them? I never said that.
Oh, you kind of spoke like it was like what we're doing. It's like
I know.
I
speak very plain, like very plain. I speak
like a generalist.
I speak very plain, and I speak with purpose. Like I don't know why
So
you
what
think that I would
percentage
make
would
up.
you say we're doing?
I didn't
that
put a
to?
percentage on anything. I don't put
That's why
percentages
I
on things
asked.
if I can't verify. I don't know the percentage. That's why I didn't say a percentage. That's silly.
You don't know, so you just kind of made a claim without knowing how many.
No,
people we're doing this
I'm
to?
not making a claim based off of the quote unquote percentage. I'm making the claim based off the facts and knowledge that we have. I'm going to finish my claim. And then once I finish my claim, we can finish going through it. So we've already actually substantiated the point as far as them sending prisoners to those concentration camps.
We haven't substantiated it.
Talked about El Salvador. We've already talked about the actual 13th Amendment, which legalizes slavery. And you've already talked about the actual people that are being held for longer periods of time versus the deportation. Now, the connective tissue to all of this is core civics. Do you know who core civics is?
No.
Okay. Core Civics is one of the largest investors in the private prison system here within the United States of America. Core Civics is not only one of the largest investors within private prison systems in the United States of America, but Core Civics on an investor call, this happened maybe about 2 months ago or whatever, on an investor call, officially announced that Core Civics now has the contracts for multiple portions of the deportation process, including the airplanes that are used for deportation and the actual transportation vehicles used for deportation. So Core Civics now has a stake in transportation. Core Civics now has a stake in the actual housing and the flights out as far as undocumented citizens. Do you know who one of the biggest donors is for Donald Trump, and i.e. like the ballroom and all this other shit that he's been doing?
Nope.
Core Civics, right?
Okay.
That investor call that I was telling you, where they talked about the agreements that they have with the United States government and all this stuff, they said that this is the quote unquote golden age for their industry, and they were encouraging people to make sure that they were fully prepared to take advantage of this actual process that's being implemented with deportation, right?
So yeah, I mean, your theory to me is this isn't really happening a lot, and then you're saying, well, this company is about to make it happen more. So
that's not what I'm saying. I'm like,
well, you're
again,
saying
you keep saying
about
theory.
to accelerate this.
I'm not saying.
Well, you haven't proved to me once about what the percentage is that is happening to undocumented that we're doing this to.
I've never said that this is happening a lot or a little. I didn't say that this is happening 50, 60, 70% of the time. I said this is what's happening. I'm not.
That's so general. You have to give a number.
No, that's not general. That's factual. I'm stating that this is the process that's currently happening.
We don't deny that. We agree that we might sell some people off.
You denied it. You said that this was a theory.
No, we might send other people to other countries because their countries deny them. Why is that crazy?
You denied this. You said this was a theory.
No, you said majority is what I denied.
I never said majority. You said majority.
That matters. It matters.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Anyway, I'm going to finish my point. Now, the last piece of connective tissue that I want to make sure that I call out is, while we've talked about the private prison system, we've talked about the 13th Amendment, we've talked about CCOT, we've talked about the transportation, core civics, all this other stuff. The last piece of connective tissue, while core civic is one of Donald Trump's biggest donors, they also have stakes in the private prison system outside of the US, including places like CCOT.
Who cares? They're businessmen. I hope them to have stakes. Who cares?
So the point that I'm making is this entire process of mass deportation is a back and forth exchange with different government contracts being provided to companies like Core Civics, where it benefits them from start to finish inside and outside of the US. And in turn, they continue to donate to not only things like Donald Trump's transition fund, Donald Trump's ballroom.
I don't see how
and
that's
all
not
of those
an
other
alignment to.
things.
Yeah, that's an alignment to our core values. We want to get rid of undocumented. We need a place to put them.
Undocumented
Core
immigrants.
Civic and Geo Group are the two largest prison contractors in the United States. So we're going to align with them.
I thought you didn't know who Core Civic was. Did you lie to me,
tell you
Taco?
what I know. I'm not going to tell you what I know.
You're so fucking disingenuous. You lied. You fucking knew it, and you just decided.
I know
to lie.
everything, sir.
You really don't. Anyway, W's in the chat for Kay for the $2 donation, saying she really hates liberals and she's hardcore MAGA. Yeah, if that's the case, then tell her again. Come catch this fade. W's in chat for Joel for the $5 donation.
Yeah, I can head out of here. You and I have been back
legit
and
the
forth for a
funniest
while.
crash out ever. Yeah, like it's been insufferable. W's in the chat
All
for
right, I
Mike for the
appreciate your
$2
time.
donation, saying Santana, the caller keeps trying to read between the lines. You're not separating. He's trying to get his own conclusion about your position, which is backwards. Exactly. Like I was really straightforward with everything that I said. And of course he ran because like he had fucking nothing. Like what happens when you absolutely disprove them is they run. And so that's why he ran. I sat here and I was very clear with what I said. And notice he ran without acknowledging. He shifted the point away from that's not happening and that's a theory to, of course, that's what we're doing. He went from that's not what's happening to, of course, that's what we're doing. W's in the chat for the donos, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are a friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. I don't think this person's going to load. Make sure you hit that follow button, guys. Make sure you hit that follow button. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. We got 106 new followers on the stream. Make sure you hit that follow buttons, guys. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live. We go live all the time. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Host, you fake. Oh, I see. Hey, Red Lady Red, I don't give a shit about you crying in the comments. Get up here. Sent your request. No one cares. You're muted in the comments. You don't get to yip yap in my chat. You know the deal. You cannot cry in my comment section. No one cares about what you're saying. Get up here. If I'm fake, come up here and expose me. If I'm so fake, if I'm so wrong, how come none of you can prove me wrong? If I'm so fake and I don't know what I'm talking about, how come no one can prove me wrong? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Bilo, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
That is completely my fault. Sorry, Santana.
No worries, I'll drop you down. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Red Lady Red isn't going to come up here. She's not going to do it. She's been up here one time before, and I completely cooked her. W's in chat for Morgan. Thank you so much for that, Morgan. W's in chat for Jess. Thank you, Jess. Red Lady Red isn't going to come up here because I cooked her. Like, not even close. Not even close. Was the top? Yeah, I'll explain to you guys. We've been able to verify that people. Hey, Dev's in the chat for Tina for the fireworks. Thank you, Tina. We've been able to verify that people in the country, people in America, don't really care. Like they don't. Like it's actually facts. They don't really care. And when I say people don't really care, I'm talking about a laundry list of people. Republicans don't care about survivors of the Epstein files. They don't. We know that they don't care about women, children, but they damn sure don't care about those survivors from the Epstein files. The moderate Democrats, they don't care about our country. If you're someone to claim to be a moderate Democrat, you don't care about our country. White men, they don't care about anything except power. The only thing that they give a fuck about is power, period. White women, they don't care about white supremacy. That's a fact. And last but not least, Blaga FBA, they don't care about black people. That's it. So if you disagree with any of those things, or if you're a Trump supporter, get up here. Get up here and let's talk about it. Let's debate. If you think that I'm wrong, if you have an issue with anything that I just said, get in the box. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and you disagree with what I'm saying, don't be keyboard warriors. No one cares about you guys being keyboard warriors. All you got to do is click that link, the link that's pinned at the top of my message, or you know what? Don't worry, I'll do you one better. I am dropping it in the chat. You don't have to leave your safe space. All you have to do is click that link and get up here and prove me wrong. But you won't. You won't. Someone said, why don't white women care about white supremacy? You're looking for clarification. I will give that clarification if there is a white woman that wants to come up and debate that point. Sorry, I'm not going to just give that out. But yeah, that's my claim. White women, they don't care about white supremacy. As a matter of fact, I will give a little bit more clarity to that one, because that seems to be one that people somehow struggle with. White women benefit from white supremacy. And so since they benefit from white supremacy, they uphold white supremacy. That's the clarification. White women benefit from white supremacy. And so since they benefit from white supremacy, they uphold white supremacy. Prove me wrong. I guess no one thought that I was wrong. I guess no one can say, hey, Santana, you're wrong. W's in the chat for D Graham for the $1 super chat and just sent the love. I appreciate you, D Graham. W's in the chat for D Graham. All right, Duffy, what point do you disagree with on the background?
When are you going to get a job? When are you going to get a job, buddy? You're like 40.
Duffy, what point do you disagree with on the background?
When you see these other debaters, like Dean, but he's like 20, bro.
Duffy,
like
what
40.
point do you
There's a
disagree
difference.
with on the background?
I just wanted to tell you get a job, and you're a loser, bro.
Yeah, you're the loser that keeps coming up here on my live. Like you nasally nosed loser. You're the one that's infatuated with me. You keep coming into my live every single day because you're a fan. Duffy, you're literally a fan. And you're a coward. That's why you left. You're a fan that's a coward. You watch every day. That's the funniest shit about all of this. They watch every single day. They get so mad. But they watch every single day. They're always here. And they also know that they can't like talk shit in the comments, because if they did, then they would actually get muted and tell them to say it with their chest. W's in the chat for Angie for the $10 dono saying, I've been gone for a while, gone for a week. I went and signed closing paper. Oh, congratulations. You signed paperwork on your house and got a new job. 8 years post DV, and I'm doing things for me. Love you. Keep cooking. Angie, W's in chat for Angie. Thank you so much for that $10 donation, and congratulations on you and your flourishment. Like fucking massive W's in the chat. W's in chat for Ashley for the $5 donation saying, hey, today is my birthday, but it hasn't been, but it's been a show. So I'm turning in and listen. Thank you for opening my eyes to many things. I appreciate you. Well, first and foremost, Ashley, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope that your day turns out a lot better, but thank you so much for that love, support. I'm glad that you're here to actually hang out with us. W's in the chat for Ashley. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and link tree in bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. Duffy, come back. I got something to say to you. He came back into the request. Hey, Duffy, come back up here for a second. I got a proposition for you, Duffy. I got a proposition for you. Let's see if Duffy gets back in the request. I have a proposition for you. Yeah. I knew he was too chicken shit to come back. Chat, we knew that he was too chicken shit to actually come back. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Hi, Gilbert, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
Okay. Gilbert, which point do you disagree with the most? Where you'd like to start?
Do I have to pick a background?
I mean, that would be nice. What did you specifically come up to talk about if you didn't disagree with something on the background?
Well, I was just wondering, so you're friends with Parker and Dean, right?
So you came up to talk about other people?
No, I just noticed that it says Parker online is actually Dean Withers. So are they lying about their names?
Okay, so do you want to debate something on the background, Gilbert?
White men, nothing but power. What do you mean white men only have power?
That's not what it says.
Black people have power.
That's not what that says.
What is it? Then it's cut off a little bit.
Yeah, it's it's because you're up on the panel, so you can't see it that well. I'll tell you. What it says is America doesn't really care, and it talks about the different groups within our country and what they don't actually care about or what they do care about. And white men, they don't care about anything except power.
You feel that way?
Yeah, and it's actually something I can substantiate.
So what would you like to change about that? Because I mean, like, I don't feel like that way.
Okay. If you think that white men care about more than just power, can you substantiate that? Or can you lay out the reasoning behind your discourse?
I would like to know why you think they only care about nothing but power. Where do you figure that from?
Sure. Throughout the 250-year history of our country, white men who have had the proportional amount of power, including 90% of power within Congress, House, Senate, presidency, has passed legislation to disenfranchise anyone that's not white, or specifically a white man. And then as of today, if you take a look at the 2024 presidential election, white men showed up and voted for Donald Trump at a higher clip than any other president in United States history, ensuring that they held on to the specific spot at the top of the patriarchal system. And so the point that I'm getting across is that white men are willing to harm themselves, harm others in a multitude of ways just so they can continue to hold power.
So you're upset that there was more white men that voted for what, Trump?
Oh, I'm not
over
upset about
black
anything.
people?
No, I'm not upset. I'm just stating facts.
Right, but you're just, I don't get what your point is though, because you want to debate about this, but there's nothing someone could change about this. It just happens to be proportionately probably more white citizens than there are black citizens, right?
Yeah, I mean, like the point that is that no matter who the president has been throughout the history of our country, white people have propelled them to the presidency. That's not actually a topic of debate. The point that I'm making is that white men made a decision to turn up and vote for Donald Trump at a higher clip than any other president in United States history to uphold the patriarchal system because they didn't want a black woman in power. Hey, question for you. Who would you say?
I mean, Obama was president. I mean, what was wrong with him?
That has nothing to do with the point. Yes, Obama was president. It has nothing to do with the point. Question. Who would you say is the shining example when Republicans talk about the Republican Party? Who is the president that most people point to as far as being like the greatest president ever?
There's been a lot though.
Right, but there's normally one name that a lot of Republicans bring up when they talk about the Republican Party and like the greatest president. Ronald Reagan.
They say he's the best.
Yeah.
I actually would have never guessed that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Reagan map?
No.
Okay. I want to show you this really quick because I want to know if you think or what you think about this. So again, Donald Trump got more votes than any president in United States history from white men, right? And not just by a short amount, but like by a large majority. Donald Trump got more votes from white men specifically than any other president in US history, including Ronald Reagan. So, you know, with the Electoral College there, you have to they'll have the different portions of the map that's red, that's blue, and it tells you like where people voted and what state went for what person.
Right.
Okay. And in modern day history, the most impressive maps that we've seen has been Obama, right? Obama had maps where people knew same day that he was elected president, right? It was very just like completely blown out. But there's never been anything like this. Second. This is the Ronald Reagan map.
Damn. Yeah.
So the point that I'm getting across is this is what Ronald Reagan did. He is someone that is pointed to as being the greatest Republican president of all time. And he almost swept the entire country.
I didn't know it was like that, though.
It was black people overwhelmingly voted for Ronald Reagan, which is fucking crazy, right?
Right. So should we be mad at as the white people?
No. Listen, the point that I'm trying to get across is Ronald Reagan did this. And even with Ronald Reagan doing this, Donald Trump still got more votes from white men than Ronald Reagan. I'm trying to contextualize that for you. More white men voted for Donald Trump than they voted for Ronald Reagan, who did this to the US map. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the point being is that white men saw a threat to their spot within the patriarchal system. And since they saw a threat within their spot to the patriarchal system, and Kamala Devi Harris, they showed up and supported a fascist, a sexist, a racist, someone who had 34 felonies, someone who tried to overthrow the United States government, someone who is openly just one of the worst people in the world. I
feel like everything's taken so out of proportion. I feel like.
What am I taking out of proportion?
I'd say all the accusations.
What accusation am I taking out of proportion?
A lot of the sexual assault ones. I've never seen them proven. They've never been proven.
What are you talking about? What's never been proven?
Oh, that freaking E. Jean Carroll bullshit.
Question for you, or a couple of questions for you. First and foremost, do you know what month this is? Like April.
Yep.
What's April?
It could be referred to as multiple things.
Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Right. Does she even know what month it happened in?
I'm talking about you right now. I'm talking about you right now. I'm like literally, we haven't even gone anywhere. Like I'm verifying that you know what month it is.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. So yes, it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Did you know that 1 in every 5 women have been sexually assaulted?
Damn, that's quite the number.
Yeah. Did you know, according to RAIN.org,
how do you know it's 1 in 5? Because they say multiple people go without ever saying anything.
Yeah, not multiple people go without saying anything. It's they go without officially reporting it.
So that's what I'm saying. How would you know it's 1 in 5?
Because even though they don't officially report it, the information can still be tracked. People are saying it's 1 in every 3. I have to look it up because the last statistic I saw was 1 every 5. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
That's crazy statistic. That's
see here.
if that's for real, that's crazy statistic.
Let's see here. I don't know where you guys are getting the 1 in every 3 from. And what I've saw is
if that's the case,
1
people
in
are
every 5.
fucked.
Yeah. Like, but hold on. I'm building a cake. I'm building a cake. Hold on a second. Okay, let's go to the NSVRC. Yeah, see, the NSVRC says 1 in every 5 women, right? So I'm gonna put this on the screen. Give me a second here. I know people are saying 1 in every 3, but the thing that I've been able to find says 1 in every 5. So I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm just saying that I can't quantify that. And since you guys know how I am, if I can't quantify something, I don't like to actually say it. So give me a second here. So this is from the NSVRC. 1 in every 5 women have experienced completed or attempted rape during their life, right? 24.8% of men in the U.S. experience some form of sexual violence. So that's 80% of women and 43% of men. Okay, this is what you guys are saying. 1 in every 3 women are victims of completed or attempted rape experience for the first time between the ages of so that's what you guys are saying. So it's 1 in 5 every women, and then for the women, 1 in every 3 of those women, it happens between 11 and 17.
I mean, yeah, that's a crazy statistic. Holy fuck.
Yeah. So the point that I'm getting across before we even go any further, because like I have not talked about E. Jean Carroll and all this other stuff, but the point that I'm trying to like really drill home is April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, right? And when it comes to Sexual Assault Awareness Month, people running coverage to say like, oh, I don't know about this or I don't know about that. Like, that's not a fucking thing. And it's weird that you guys are trying to do that during Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
I didn't know it was the month for it.
Yeah. And Amber, give me a second, Amber. I see you. I got you. Give me just a second. And then something that people actually dispute, or I'm sorry, one thing that I was going to say is anywhere between 60 to 70% of women never actually report, right? But then something that people who for some reason want to debate this point about E. Jean Carroll and Donald Trump is, well, it says that she was sexually assaulted, not raped. Hey, question for you, Gilbert. What would your definition of rape be?
I mean anything to like project your body or anything towards a woman or a male, depending on your gender.
Wait, anything that what?
I mean, like technically, essentially anything. I mean, you could use an item, you could use your physical force, like with your hands.
So your definition of rape is any type of penetration of a person that's unwanted.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay,
I would agree with that.
Even by your definition, Donald Trump raped E. Jean Carroll, because while it was classified as being sexual assault, it was only classified that way because of the way of the wording in New York State at that time. And the judge has been on record as saying that, yes, it met the threshold of rape. And if it was an actual criminal case, then he would have been found guilty of rape. And even more so, like, there's no difference in those two things for me. So people try to like cape and talk about that. Like, the one thing that you never hear me talk about, Gilbert, is E. Jean Carroll and the sexual assault, right? You may hear me talk about that on other people's panel, but I don't talk about that on my platform because I think, one, running coverage for a sexual predator is fucking wild. but also two, litigating in a public forum, like on a debate space, as far as a survivor, whether or not they should be believed, is fucking weird and wild to me, and I refuse to do that. Now, I refuse to do that. That's not something that I do. But I do have a lot of really cool friends, like Amber, Librarian Amber. Librarian Amber Gilbert is E. Jean Carroll's niece. So, Gilbert, what were you saying?
What's up?
Librarian Amber is E. Jean Carroll's niece. And while I don't talk about, because I have no interest in trying to go back and forth about someone who was a survivor, Amber is here. And if you want to have a conversation with Amber about her aunt, the survivor, then you can do so.
Was she there and everything for it? She knows all about it.
Or does she know what happened to her
You mean,
aunt?
was I
Yes.
at the trial? Do you mean if I was at the trial? Yes, I was at the first trial.
Really? This is awesome. This is exactly who I need to be talking to then.
It's not. It's not.
I mean,
Who you really need to be talking to is other white men. But sorry, go ahead, Amber.
There were certain portions of the trial no one was allowed in for, and other portions where we were allowed. So I was there for the parts where we were allowed.
Okay, so can you tell me about, enlighten me about it? This is, I mean, if you're the source, I mean, this is
no, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. You said that you didn't believe the actual case. Are you saying now that you didn't know anything about it?
I just want it proven to me.
Why? It's already been proven into the court.
Isn't that the whole point? I know it has not been proven.
He was found civilly liable for sexual assault. Yes.
Civilly liable. Yes, civilly liable by a biased bunch of judges.
Prove, first of all, it wasn't by a bunch of judges. It was a jury of 9 people.
Jury of biased judges.
Jurors, not judges.
Regardless,
Prove they were biased. Go ahead.
Because they were.
Yeah, that's not proving that they're
What
biased.
an intellectual titan, Santana. That's all the proof I need.
Yeah, like
this. You can't even notice how when I said prove it, she couldn't say one thing because she knows it's not true.
Gilbert.
Yeah, no, that's not even remotely close, because I'm not going to sit here and spend 4 hours going through every single piece of evidence and testimony that happened in
There
that
isn't
trial.
that much evidence.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me what tell me how many exhibits of
She
evidence.
doesn't even know what you.
Go ahead and finish it. Gilbert, I'm muting you. Fucking stop and have impulse control. Amber, please finish your statement.
Tell me how many exhibits of evidence were submitted in that trial.
No clue.
Okay.
Right.
The exact number.
Can you give me 2 seconds, Amber, and then I'll let you finish. Hey, Gilbert, do you understand why? Why I say that there's nothing that Amber has to prove to you, and you're sitting here saying, prove it to me. Do you understand why I'm saying that?
No.
Okay.
Because I've been wondering why. I've been wondering why you guys.
I'm going to explain to you. One.
You have shown zero proof.
One. I'm going to explain to you. One. Who the fuck are you? Right? Like that's really like the grand opening, grand closing.
I'm the one who's fucking debating.
No, it's not. Shut up. Shut up. I'm still
Tell me
speaking.
to shut up.
I said shut up, you little insignificant incel. Like I said,
you're no bigger than me, buddy.
Who the fuck are you? You think that someone has to actually prove to you after this has already been proven in a court of law. So not only has this been proven in a court of law, but now we have to prove it to Gilbert. Why the fuck does anybody have to prove anything to Gilbert when this has already been proven in the court of law? So your entire basis is flawed. But let's put that to the side for a second. Number 2, you don't know shit about the case. You haven't done any reading. You haven't verified any of the information. You haven't looked at the testimony. You haven't looked at the affidavits. You haven't looked at the verdict. You haven't looked at the transcripts. You haven't looked at any of the information. The only thing that you've done is gone off the fifis in your tum-tum. But you want us to prove something to you without you having any type of base of knowledge You just want someone to convince you of reality. And again, I don't give a fuck why. I don't understand why anybody would want to do that. Like, I don't care about proving reality to you. Like, that's stupid. But more than anything else, once information is laid out, once facts are given, once the information is covered, as far as the items that were entered into testimony, the actual information that was shared, the things that did and did not happen, and then the verdict, and then the appeals, including an appeal that happened while Donald Trump was still president. When Donald Trump became president of the United States again, and he lost. After all that information is laid in front of you guys, the only thing you do is say,
everybody knows it wasn't.
The only thing that you guys say is, well, I still don't believe it. So Gilbert, my question for you is, knowing all of that information, knowing that we can lay out all the facts of the case and we can show you where it happened, but still knowing that you won't accept any of that because it doesn't make you feel good. Why should we run through any of this with you?
Why? Because you're supposed to prove something. I mean, you brought Amber up for what? Just to sit here and like just talk about nothing?
What, again, did you hear anything that I said, Gilbert?
Absolutely. Have you heard anything I've said?
Yes, I did. Tell me what I said.
Tell me what I've said.
No, I said you tell me first.
No, you go ahead and tell me.
You said because you have to prove it. Fine. Now that's what you said. Now, can you tell me what I said?
No. I said more than that.
That's a synopsis of what you said.
See, so you weren't listening.
Gilbert, can you tell me what I said?
I'm not telling you shit. You haven't even answered my first question.
Because you don't know anything. Like when I say that the shit, this is so fucking pointless. This is why I don't talk about this case. Because you guys
can't prove shit.
You guys don't know anything.
That's why you don't talk about it, because you don't know anything.
Okay, shut up, Gilbert.
Shut up, Amber.
No, you fucking shut up. You insignificant little weak incel. Shut up.
I don't care what you're
Sorry, go ahead, Amber.
You're worthless.
Santana, not you.
Go ahead, Amber.
I don't give a shit, Gilbert. The proof that you need is in all of the documents that you have not read, sir. So if you really care about it and you really want to know, stop being lazy and go read them. They're publicly available. Oh, you read all 360 pages? Really?
Yep.
Okay.
That's why you don't know anything about it, right?
Pages, but
I was just about to say, wait. So he said, okay, perfect. Gilbert, we're willing to accept that. Gilbert, we're willing to accept that. Can you tell me, Gilbert, can you tell me where was the alleged assault? Where did it allegedly take place?
Apparently up in some change room or some stupid shit.
Okay, so you don't know. Got it. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
so next question. What was the item that Donald Trump refused to actually allow into evidence?
What was it? She wanted something to do with a dress or something.
What do you mean?
Shit, but I don't know.
Okay, DNA so perfect. So you don't know. Perfect. Last but not least, there was testimony from people that corroborate her actual testimony outside of her friends corroborating what occurred. Who else had the ability to corroborate the information?
That I will admit I don't know. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to thank one of my gifters.
Nope. So the point that I'm getting across is,
thank you for
like,
the donut.
You're sitting here, Gilbert, and pretending as if you actually know anything, and you're saying we need to prove these things to you. But the fact is that you haven't taken the time to look at anything. You just go off of your fucking fifis. Even after I highlighted that April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, even after I told you guys that I find no value in trying to figure out what's the difference between sexual assault and rape, after you gave me your definition of rape, which meets what Donald Trump was held liable for. Like, so none of this shit means anything, because not only do you not know any of this information, not only is what you're trying to do is ultra harmful, but you actually don't really give a fuck about any of this. Like, you don't care. That's why you won't engage with any of it, because you don't care.
You didn't want to talk about.
Anyway, Amber, did you have something else that you wanted to say to him about this?
No, he doesn't
her,
even have like
please.
the most basic knowledge about it. So
Yeah, she
I'm
doesn't
not
know
going to
anything.
waste my time if he hasn't
You can't prove shit, so might as
read
well.
even like the most. Gilbert, what reason would we have to think that you know better
Just admit it. You don't.
all of the jurors, the
You haven't
judge,
shown 1 ounce
her
of.
family members who
Oh, 1
actually
ounce.
did see and hear all the evidence, when you don't even know the most
How do I
basic
even
facts
know that
about
that's-
this case?
How do I know
Why
you
should we
are-
care what your opinion of the truth
How do
of
I
this
know
matter
you're
is
EG?
when you don't know
How do I know you're
anything
EG?
about this case? You know
Yeah.
nothing. So you think that
You're
your
probably
opinion
not-
matters
You're probably not the
in
real
regards
deal.
to whether or not this is true when you don't even know the most basic facts about this case?
There's no proof that you're actually related to
Yeah.
it.
Hey, Gilbert. Gilbert. Okay, this is your opportunity, Bub. I got you. I got you. I got you. This is your opportunity. Gilbert, Amber and I are willing to listen to you. Can you clearly articulate why is it that you don't believe the information that we've laid out for you?
You have not put any in.
No one gives a fuck at all. Not even a little bit, Amber. Like we do not care.
No. I just heard you talking about it and I thought I would hop it up. I haven't talked about it in a really long time. And mostly I don't talk about it because of the same reason you don't talk about it,
Yeah.
right? Because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of my emotional labor and yours. So I'll just stop it. So thank you for letting me up.
Absolutely. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate it.
I'll talk to you later.
All
Love
right.
you.
Have a good one. Bye. Vivian, you said stop effing lying. I'm going to mute you. Come up here and tell me who's lying. I can't send you a request, but come up here and tell me about those lies. Yeah, like I'm not going to do energy vampires. Like, what's the point of trying to debate someone on something that they refuse to actually engage with reality for? Like none of that makes sense. If they're unwilling to actually like have any base of knowledge and really engage in any substance, then why? I refuse. What did Gilbert say? Is Gilbert still here? What did Gilbert say? What did Gilbert say? Is Gilbert coping? Yeah, Gilbert's coping in the comments. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are friendly and you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links and link to in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out, guys. Just about 2,000 people hanging out here. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button, turn on notifications so you know when we go live all the time. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I am so sorry. I did not mean to join.
No worries. As only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for
Take
some
that
debates.
hat off, Santana.
Are you a Trump supporter or you disagree with something on the background?
Well, I'm a Trump supporter, but like, take that hat off.
Why? Yeah, are you going to pay me for it?
No, because you look amazing without it. I promise.
I know, but that's fine. But again, like I've been very clear. I've been very clear about this. I'm not above doing something strange for a little piece of change, but Black people labor is not free. So if you want me to look extra cute for you, I have no issues with being cute.
Roses are
I have no issues with being cute, but what you have to do is you have to hit the pay links. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo.
I got you.
Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Hit the pay links, and then I got you. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a minute because I got a couple of people to thank anyway.
Yeah.
Debbie's in the chat for Bethany for the $6.42 donation saying, watching from the UK, we worry that Trump will poison our politics, but speakers like you give me hope. Keep fighting the good fight. Absolutely. Debbie's in the chat for you, Bethany, and shout out to the UK. W's in the chat for Angie for the $1 donation saying, in my situation, I was raped forcibly by my husband. The burden of proof was harder than rape or SA. How does he feel about that? I'm sure he wouldn't care. Like, they're so fucking disgusting. W's in the chat for J Hops for the $5 donation saying, Gilbert clearly isn't biased at all. I roll. Absolutely, J Hop. Absolutely. And let me check over here on the YouTubes. W's in the chat for Sharon. I think it's Sharon. I can't see if it's Sharon. Yeah, it's Sharon. W's in the chat for Sharon for the $19.99 super chat to say, I want to thank you for discussing the problem with white men. I think a lot of it is because we were taught that comfort is right. Exactly. W's in the chat for Tori. What up, Tori? Who's in a $20 super chat to say 20 to 30% get reported. Less than 2% see justice for what happens to them. I was 3 to 5 years old for my abuse. Not all men, but always a man. Absolutely. Absolutely. W's in the chat for Jake for the $5 super chat to say Gilbert has the IQ of a Slim Jim. Hey, don't you insult my meat sticks. Thanks for the platform. Thanks for platforming Amber to bring this delusional MAGA some light that he'll never see. Listen, I don't like tokenizing my friends, and I don't like re-victimizing people. I think that's absolutely insane. But I think that making sure that people deserve a voice get an opportunity to share their voice, and I always want to do that. W's in the chat for you. W's in the chat for Jamie for the $15 donation saying that conversation was so enraging and triggering as a survivor myself. My heart hurts for the future. Thank you for fighting for us. Absolutely. Like, again, the premise that these people for some reason want to re-victimize survivors is fucking gross, and I refuse. W's in the chat for Vivian for the $5 donation saying it's a song you always it's a song you always play. Say stop effing lying. I'm singing the song because you booted Gilbert. I'm on your side. We love you. Oh, Vivian. Oh, dang it. Okay, Vivian, I got you. I will unmute you. I'm sorry, Vivian. Vivian was someone who got caught up in friendly fire. W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. If anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out, guys. FYI, we just got a 10-minute restriction. So what I need everyone to do is to actually push through that 10-minute restriction for me. If you don't mind, tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 300,000 likes. Send gifts, right? You can send penny gifts. You can knock out the gift goal. You can do anything. Make sure you're typing in the chat. Be very, very engaged. Let's push through this 10-minute restriction so we can get more pushback out to the FYP. All right. You didn't send anything to the pay link, so you're not gonna get to say that. But regardless,
I did gift to you, bro. Chill. I gifted you, Santana. Like, are we being unappreciative? I
said you got to hit the pay links. You didn't hit the pay
really,
links.
bro. I got to hit the pay links.
Yeah.
How much you want again?
It doesn't matter. Now it will be proportional to what you're requesting, but Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Santana,
oh my God. Okay, listen. I'm not trying to get any services out of you. I just want to let you know you looked absolutely dashing. You're a handsome young man.
Thank you. I mean, my wife thinks so. So that's enough for me.
Bro, I can tell she has a good time, bro. But anyway, L. Gilbert too. I just wanted to.
Did you want
let
to
you know
debate
you were
something?
handsome? To be honest, it's the best thing I had to do.
You didn't want to debate anything?
I could, but like I don't want to get owned. Is that an understandable point?
Hey, Debbie's in the chat for the train. Yeah, that is.
You're Santana. I mean.
Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're a friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live, push us out to the FYP. Also, 1.8 thousand people hanging out here, guys. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live. Also, if you're over on YouTube, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up. We should have as many thumbs up over on YouTube as we have people watching. So please, please, please hit that thumbs up. Let's see here. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Oh, I guess not. I don't know if this person's gonna load. Oh, hi. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Oh, look at the chickadees. PP, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Okay, I'll drop you down. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Patricia, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna drop you down. I'm looking for that. Who is it? Great 8. Someone said in the comments, apparently someone named, thank you for the shades. Great 8 is, what did he say? I'm looking for her. I don't see this person. Where they at? I see the chat telling them to get up here. I don't see their comments. I don't see the comments. Okay. Chat, keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them. You know what we do. Put them in the cocaine clutch. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
So I am not, but I think you deserve a good debate. So as a person who's done debate for a long time and can argue things that I don't know.
Guys, please only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you've already been muted. Great. Hey, guess what, Bub? If you're not going to get up here, then you don't get to yip yap in the chat. You don't get to yip yap in the chat. Yeah, sorry. I got an idea, chat. Hey, Gilbert, question for you.
You go ahead.
Why, after being kicked, did you come back?
You ran from me.
No, we kicked you because you didn't know anything.
No, you didn't know anything. You didn't put up any sort of facts.
Okay.
You want me to give you facts, but you don't have any facts. But there is no facts.
Okay.
So that's why you didn't put anything.
All right, hold tight 1 second. So this is what we're gonna do. Gilbert, how much do you watch my stream?
Not very often.
Okay, good. I'm super excited about that. So, Gilbert, around here, we deal with facts, information, and reality, right? And I am someone that will talk to anyone. Hell, I often sit and talk to myself. Chat, it's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't reply to yourself. It's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't reply to yourself. Now, I can sit and talk to anyone, right? But my chat often doesn't have the same patience with people that I have. Did you know that?
You do seem like a patient kind of guy, to be honest.
Yeah, I like to talk. But my chat isn't so patient, especially when people actually bring nothing to the conversation. Now, I love my chat, but I understand what it takes for people to have the testicular fortitude to get up here and
Problem is,
get into
society
the
wants
debate.
instant gratification these days.
Well, I think my chat more than anything just wants substance. Like if you can provide substance, they're good. So this is what I do for my chat. I give them options. And I also give you an opportunity, Gilbert. We have what's called a bounty. And Gilbert, you officially have a bounty. Now, what happens, just listen. What happens is I give you the floor. We debate. There's no muting. The only thing that you have to do in order to stay is not antagonize my chat and bring up facts. As long as you can do that, they'll let you stay. But if you start to annoy them, or if you start to like not bring any type of factual information, they will get you up out the paint.
Well,
so those are the parameters.
They already don't like me. So
wait, hold on.
They're all
and
saying
wait. I tell people this all the time. I tell them, guys, this is from now moving forward. This is not based off of what he did from the past. You guys know we don't do kick funds based off of past performance. We do it based off of where we are currently and then moving forward. So I'm going to let Gilbert lay out an argument, and it's not going to be about E. Jean Carroll. You can talk about anything else. We're going to let Gilbert lay out an argument. And Gilbert, just FYI, I will keep you updated on the bounty. All you got to do is make a coherent thought and back up your information, and then we can keep going. I will say this really quickly before we get going, though. W's in the chat for Joey for the $2 donation, saying Santana's a cutie patootie. W's in the chat for Joey. Thank you so much for that $2 donation. All right, guys, we officially have a bounty on Gilbert. So if you want him gone, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bios. Sorry, Santana. I'm sorry, YouTube. It has to go through the pay links, not YouTube. And remember, this is based off of here moving forward. All right, Gilbert.
Yeah, people are about to start donating right away. Feel free to donate to me too if you guys want. But anyways, so what I'd like to start off with, I mean, let's start with immigration, the deportation.
Okay.
And the illegal immigrants coming in. I mean, I don't see them being a net positive.
Why so?
I mean, they're taking up jobs at a lower rate, like cost.
Where are you getting that from?
I just know it's from essentially anecdotal experience, but
how do you quantify anecdotal experience?
Well, I'm just saying from my own experience, I've seen that people are getting paid at a lesser amount.
I'm not seeing that.
Work the job like the foreigners do.
Right, but I'm not seeing that. So whose anecdotal experience do we follow then? If you saying you see it and I say I don't see it, how do we know who to follow?
Mine personally, and I've heard like many other people that I've talked to, and I've heard people come up on panels and say the same shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, did you know that we could actually quantify this stuff? Did you know that like we don't have to worry about people just saying shit, that like there's actual proof and evidence that we can verify? Why wouldn't you go that route, Gilbert, instead of saying like, you know, me personally?
I'm just saying, like it's a known fact.
If it's a known fact, then you can quantify it.
There's a lot of stuff that like we don't see behind behind the internet that goes on. Like, of course, that shit's not being reported and shit.
Right? No. It is. It is. Hey, did you know that one way that the ICE was able to implement like deportation where people were working is because they use the IRS data to track and see where people were working so they can do those raids. So we do have the actual information as far as undocumented immigrants working and who they work for and how much they're making. So why wouldn't you lean on that instead?
Do we actually have those facts?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we have all of them.
We have a good measurement and understanding as far as undocumented immigrants and what they add to the workforce and the economy. Yes.
Where
and not only that, but we have,
I
mean, there's multiple places, but I was just about to say the best place that you can go to is the Cato Institute did a comprehensive 30-year review of immigrants, and they looked at the impacts of legal immigrants and undocumented immigrants and overall the positive impacts that have occurred through immigration, speaking to the fact that immigration as a whole has reduced the United States debt by $14.5 trillion with a T over the last 30 years. And undocumented immigrants specifically has reduced it by $1.47 trillion. So the point being overarching is that immigration, undocumented immigrants specifically, are a net benefit to the United States.
But here's a great point that I have, that this is a big thing for me. When they're sending the money from our country out to their country, holy fuck, I'm already about to get kicked.
No, just make a good point. You're good. You're actually doing way better than a lot of people, because a lot of people would have been gone by now.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like if people are sending money back home because when they're coming here, they're undocumented, maybe they just moved here, but they're sending money each paycheck back home. They're sending more than half and then they're living in essentially like a house with multiple upon multiple people living a dirty life, essentially.
A dirty life? What the fuck do you mean a dirty life?
Well, I'm just saying, like 14 people would be sitting in the same house. I mean, living in a small little bungalow.
Wait, just because people share spaces doesn't mean that it's a quote unquote dirty life. Did you know that more people who are foreign tend to actually have multiple generations within a home? It's not about someone living a quote unquote dirty life. It's literally about people who care about family, and other cultures will share spaces with their family versus venturing out. The United States of America is one of the only countries that has a culture of saying once you turn 18, you have to leave home. Like other countries and other cultures absolutely foster multiple generations within the same home.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But again, hear me out though. This is the thing. Like when multiple people are working in the same household and they're only paying like $200 for rent, and then they send a bunch of money back to whoever in their family, that's sending money out of our economy.
Okay.
And that's what I don't like. That's the main ticket.
You know what
right
would
there.
be more beneficial than like mass deportation?
Go ahead.
Mass amnesty. Mass amnesty would not only give us a chance to properly vet the amount of people that are in the country, because if you open it up and say, hey, we're going to give mass amnesty, the only thing that you have to do is identify yourself. Well, then people are going to come forward. We're going to be able to get an official count of how many undocumented immigrants we have in the country. We'll be able to properly integrate these people into our society. So we'll not only get the benefits of their federal tax dollars, but their state tax dollars. It will create more stabilization within the work market. The reason why undocumented immigrants are paid lower wages under the table is because they have the threat of deportation. And so the companies and employers can weaponize that. If you can't weaponize that
So that's
anymore,
what I'm saying. That's
hold on,
not
let me
good.
finish. Let me finish. If you can't weaponize that anymore and there's no threat of deportation, then that means that they can't lowball these people, and that's going to raise the overall floor as far as wages for all American citizens. Because if you don't have those people willing to accept the lower amount anymore, everybody has to be paid at the higher amount. Then you couple that with the fact that once you actually do that, the people that wouldn't come forward and say, oh, I want to take advantage of this, it's specifically the people that have something to hide, meaning the people that don't want mass amnesty, that don't want to actually become American citizens. We can actually target them and specifically go after them to get them out of the country, because only the quote unquote bad guys are really going to be the ones like, oh, we don't want this. It's also more cheap and effective than mass deportation. Mass deportation is costing us about $88 billion, $88 billion a year. And last but not least, this has been done one time before. And you know when this was done before?
When? Sorry.
What's
okay,
that?
yes, as you were saying, yes, yeah.
Ronald Reagan was the last president to actually do that. So the question I have is,
no, you know what? I concede on that. I concede on that.
So we should be advocating for mass deportation. I'm sorry, mass amnesty instead of mass deportation. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No, I'm going to concede on that.
W's in the chat for the kick fund. W's in the chat for the kick fund. Fucking W's in the chat for the kick fund. Got him up out of here. Got him up out of here. Got him up out the paint. Got him up out the paint. Not gonna lie, guys, he held out longer than most people until Tory was like, fuck this guy. Tory was like, fuck this guy. Usually people like, I'm not gonna hold you. He actually did better than other people. He did. We're gonna say thank you to people in just a moment, but let's see if we can get the next person up here before we do. Great. Looks like you actually had the testicular fortitude to get in the box.
I guess so.
Great. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter, and I disagree absolutely with the Epstein file. You claiming that Trump did something criminal.
Oh, okay. Can you give me like 2 seconds just to thank these people really quick, and then I'll give you the floor? Thank you. Guys, these are all the donos for the kicks. The donos for the kicks. I'm gonna start over on Cash App. W's in chat for J-Hop, who added $25 for the kick fee. J-Hop came out of the box swinging. Not gonna. J-Hop and Nikki, who sent 5 for Yeet. That's when I first put the 30 up, it was those two. Like they sent that before I could even finish my sentence. W's in the chat for Nikki, I love you more. Nikki sent, I'm not Nikki, Kiki, holy smokes, Kiki sent 5 and just said, love you more. That was after we had done the kick fund. But those are all the Cash Apps. On all the other places, Vivian sent 5 for the kick fund. W's in the chat for Vivian. Let's see here. W's in the chat for Damon. Damon sent 50. Kick fund, get this incel out of here. I know that's right. W's in the chat for Twani, who sent 10, said he's a weenie. Kick fund. W's in the chat for Tori. Tori is the one who was like, fuck this guy. Tori sent $100, say kick fund, begging for a permaban. I'm from Texas. Undocumented immigrants are the hardest workers I've ever seen. Also, please ask Gilbert if he has a brain, but he has to prove it. Tori, we did not do a permaban, but Tori, you know that you and I are locked in. Tori, you and I are locked in. And since you and I are locked in, I got you. Boom. Just permaban Gilbert. Just permaban Gilbert. We weren't doing a permaban. We were doing a regular kick fund, but Tori said it. And Tori as Axe has received or something. Anyway, W's in chat for Tori. Got him up out the paint permanently. W's in the chat for Lee for the $10 donation saying kick fund, subject proven and worn out. I know that's right. And last but not least, this just came in from J Hops, who sent $5, said, how does Gilbert feel about money from tourism? I guess we'll never know. W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and links are in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out, guys. 1.8 thousand people hanging out. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit the follow button. Turn on notifications. We go live every day. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. We got 148 new followers on the stream. Make sure you hit that follow button. All right, great. You said that you disagree with the premise that Republicans don't care about the Epstein survivors.
No, I just disagree that anybody claims that Trump did anything criminal in the e-files.
Why do you disagree with that?
Because it just doesn't make any sense. You had the Biden DOJ and the FBI had full access to all these files, and they bring one charge against Donald Trump regarding the e-files.
Why?
Because there was no criminal evidence. If there was, they would have brought the case.
That's not true. That's just your feelings.
So
Tell
why
me
didn't they bring it then?
Do you genuinely not know why? Or
No,
are you?
There's no reason not to bring charges against Trump. They brought charges against Trump on a documents case, but they won't bring it against over 3 million files on the e-file. It doesn't make sense. So obviously there was no criminal.
It's more than that. It's more than that. But and this is a genuine question, Great. I'm not trying to get you in a gotcha or anything like that. And I'm being very genuine with this question. Do you really not know why there were no charges filed or the information that was released under the Biden administration?
You're conflating two things, okay?
Okay.
If you're talking about if you're talking about the judge sealing the documents while Ghislaine Maxwell went through her appeal, he states why he kept that sealed. However, in any criminal co-conspirator case, it doesn't stop you from bringing charges against co-conspirators. And that case goes back to 2007. It has nothing to do with any other evidence against Donald Trump to not bring charges. And even the DOJ didn't even say anything about the reason they weren't bringing charges against him, because the judge sealed those documents. So you're, again, the conflating of the two things are totally separate.
I haven't conflated anything. I haven't said anything at all. That was just a question. Like you just made,
tell me why
you made a guess, and I haven't said anything yet. Now I was just saying, do you genuinely not know?
That's the only reason that some people might bring up and say, well, the judge sealed the documents, which is totally incorrect. And going back, it's conflating two separate issues. But tell us why you think they didn't bring charges against Donald Trump.
Yeah, the reason why there's been no charges brought towards anyone else that is a part of the Epstein files is because it's a protected class of people. If you take a look at the only two people that have been formally charged with in connection with Epstein is Epstein himself, and then Maxwell. Even though we know this is a nation, I'm sorry, not I was about to say nation, global ring of trafficking that spanned it across into different countries, different billionaires, different levels. You see the lack of accountability that has been when it comes to actually prosecuting people as a whole is something that's not something individual to Donald Trump. It's the entire portion of the Epstein files that have been released, right? And the only reason that there's any type of focus on trying to hold those people accountable is due to the passing of the Epstein Transparency Act, where people now have more visibility and understand who the people are and what they did.
So you're telling me that this quote unquote protected class, Trump's part of this protected class,
yes,
and the Biden administration, the DOJ and the FBI and the attorney generals that had access to these documents that you claim Trump did something criminal in, were like, hey, he's too protected for us to bring charges against him with the evidence we have in the e-files, but he's not too protected to bring charges against him in other cases. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly
that is the most ridiculous, unbelievable BS I've ever heard in my life.
Question for you. Question for you.
You think the Biden
Can you hold on? I stop and let you monologue. I stop and let you monologue. I'm gonna prove it.
It's not a monologue. It's just
you are. I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove it. Two points. Point number one. Donald Trump, with him trying to overthrow the United States government, right? The insurrection. What happened with that?
Well, they had investigations over it.
Okay, but what happened with that?
It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
No. I'm using
again,
this.
You're pivoting.
I'm not pivoting. Stop. If you don't know what happened, just say you don't know what happened. It's fine. I'm using this. I literally said that I'm using this to make my point. The point that I'm telling you, the reason why Donald Trump was not held accountable is because he is a part of a protective class of billionaires. You said the Biden DOJ, why did they actually not go after him for this, but they went after him for other stuff? And I'm saying, okay, these are the reasons why, and I'm establishing the fact that you understand what happened so I can continue to build my point. I'm not pivoting, I'm providing supporting evidence. That's how that works. I'm not moving to another topic. I'm literally just providing supporting evidence to continue to build my point. So if you don't know what happened, just say you don't know, that's fine, and I'll finish it.
Oh, because it's just a rhetorical question. You're trying to lead the direction. Just answer it yourself. You don't have to ask me what happened. I can give you 10 things that happened.
It's not rhetorical. It's trying to understand if you know.
Absolutely. I can name 10 things that happened.
That's fine. So
you had Congress investigations.
That's fine. That's fine. So what actually happened was the Trump administration, I'm sorry, not the Trump administration, but Donald Trump and his lawyer actually admitted that yes, he actually tried to subvert the will of the people by actually installing a fake slate of electors. And they said that that was actually protected under his presidential powers. They argue that the presidential protection that the Supreme Court had granted gave him the ability to do that without being charged. So there was never a admission of innocence. It was literally, yes, he did it, but he could do that as president. Now, one of the most glaring issues with the Biden administration is the fact that there was a lack of teeth when it came to prosecuting not only Donald Trump, but the J6ers that were connected as well. So Merrick Garland, which was the former attorney general, and since Joe Biden kept hands off, Merrick Garland took his time, never properly went after Donald Trump to get a resolution. And since he took more time and looked to work with Donald Trump instead of actually getting an answer and a resolution, by the time that they were close enough to submit the information and send him to trial for anything, he had already started the process of running for president again. So Donald Trump was then found guilty of other things, became a felon, and then was not punished for being a felon because he was shortly after elected as president of the United States of America. So when you talk about the fact that why didn't the Biden administration go after Trump for this or that? It's because the people that were in power lacked the spine to do what was necessary to hold Trump accountable, which then highlights the point that Donald Trump is a part of a protected class. The second point that I was going to make that highlights that Donald Trump is a part of a protected class is the point that I've made. When you look at the international stage, you are now starting to see certain people who have been in the Epstein files removed from positions of power. They are resigning from their jobs. Former Prince Andrew was stripped from his titles, his duties, and all this other stuff. And the only thing that he's received as far as any type of actual arrest is based off of misconduct in office, right? So the overarching point that I'm making with that is we see around the world, there was a global cabal of billionaires that engaged in all of these acts with Jeffrey Epstein. And even though we have this on a global stage, you see a lack of anyone being held accountable. So the reason why are the two things that I just said. One, the ultra wealthy is not being held accountable, not only in the US, but around the world. And two, Mayor Garlick, who led the DOJ under Biden, lacked the spine to actually go after Trump, and it shows in multiple ways. That's my point.
I just have to totally disagree with you. A special counsel, Congress investigations, impeachments, document cases, all these charges, Georgia charges, New York charges, all these charges. He's so protected. How many cases did he have in 4 years? And then the fact that you said that, what was the conclusion? Nothing really happened. He became president, and that's probably one of the reasons why they didn't push for additional charges.
No, that's not. That's literally what the judge said.
That's
no. That's
okay?
what the judge literally said, that they didn't give him a sentence because he was the president elect.
Hindsight.
That's not hindsight. I'm telling you, that's why there was no actual recourse from it. Stop it.
I get it, but that wouldn't stop them from bringing up charges if they had access to the Epstein files to open up additional charges against him regarding this. I mean, you're talking about SA, okay, and rape, one of the highest crimes there is, morality and criminally. And you're telling me the Biden administration and the FBI just cover their eyes because he's a protected class. That is such a left-wing cope beyond pale. It's a joke, and you know it. You know it. You know you're just saying this to try to say, I won this debate, but it just doesn't wrap up.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Can you tell me anyone outside of not him fucking running? He fucking ran. You coward. You fucking coward. He ran. You're a fucking coward. Not him running. Holy shit. He fucking knew he was cooked. The question I had was, can you name one person outside of Epstein and Maxwell in the United States that have been brought up on charges? If there's no protective class, name one person. But he couldn't fucking do it. He fucking ran. He fucking ran. He said, I won this debate. That's not how it works, Bubba. If you have to say that you won, excuse me, if you have to say that you won and then ran, you don't win. That's not how it works. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Send you a request to come off mute. I heard you say something for a second. You're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Okay, I'll drop you down. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're a friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart meet. It's only one coin and we'll boost the live, push us out to the FYP. W's in the chat for Jamerson for the $10 donation. Say for coffee. W's in the chat, Jamerson. Thank you so much for the 10. And W's in the chat for J Hop. What up, J Hop? Who sent 5? Said, well, it doesn't make sense to guess. So, right. Like they think just because in their like squirrel brain that something doesn't make sense, and since it doesn't make sense in their squirrel brain, then it doesn't make sense at all. Like that's literally how they look at reality. It's all about what makes sense inside of their mind, right? W's in the chat as well for, let's see here. W's in the chat for Tori. Tori sent out 10 YouTube membership subscriptions. Let's fucking go. Massive W's in the chat for Tori. Tori sent out those 10 YouTube membership subscriptions. And also W's in the chat for Tori, who sent a $20 super chat to say, I'm sorry, but SA and rape are not one of the highest crimes. It's one of the least sentence crimes and generally super short sentence. Also with one of the highest victimized rates. Absolutely. Absolutely. Fucking W's in the chat for Tori. Fucking W's in the chat for Tori, guys. Again, if anyone would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Speaking of YouTube, if you are someone, also W's in the chat for Lotus for the why are you running? W's in the chat for Lotus. If you are over on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and you want to debate me, guess what? You don't have to leave where you are. The only thing that you have to do is click that link that's in my pinned message, or I just dropped that link in the comments. Guess what? You can come up and debate me. Don't run. Don't hide. Get in the box. Say it with your chest or don't say it at all. Guys, keep tapping the screen. 1.7 thousand people hanging out. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 500,000 likes. Also, look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you have not followed me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Turn on notifications. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. We've only gotten 150 new followers on the stream. I know for a fact that there are more than 150 people that have not, that's watching that has not followed me. So please, please, please turn on notifications, hit that follow button so you know when I go live. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. One thing that I did want to make sure that I cover with you guys as we wait to see if anyone will have the testicular fortitude to get in the box. I was talking earlier about Donald Trump and the identity politics and the fact that, yes, he had a paid actor and all this other stuff. One thing that I did not get to finish talking about was the fact that Jimothy is playing in people's faces. Guys, we already know that MAGA Trump supporters, we know that they're stupid, right? Like, can we all just agree that we know anyone that's willing to support Donald Trump is just stupid, right? We know that. Now, we know that, but Donald Trump continues to actually pretend as if they're not. And you know what's funny about that? They keep believing that shit, right? They continue to actually feed into the lies and the fact that he literally thinks they're just stupid. So I'm going to put something on the screen and we're going to talk about this for a second. And then we have to talk about the fact that Trump thinks that the people who follow him is stupid. All right. So we all know the scandal of Donald Jesus Christ, right? We know the scandal of Donald Jesus Christ. He thought it was a good decision to post this on Truth Social. Boom. Right? So after he posted this on Truth Social, of course, there was a big hubbub. It was a really big kerfuffle, right? People were mad. Even the Christians were mad. And Donald Trump knew that the Christians were mad. And so what did Donald Trump do? Donald Trump said, I'm going to save my ass. And in turn, this is what he said. Oh, hold on, sorry. This is what he said. Why the fuck is it doing that? Sorry. Boop. Boop.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, "How did they come up with that?" It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better. As an example, the 11,000. I understand your husband's going through treatment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's
He
going
has
through
cancer.
some very serious cancer treatment. So
Yes, sir.
this goes a long way.
Yes, sir. It sure does.
He said that this picture is not a picture of him depicted as Jesus, but this picture is a picture of him depicted as a doctor. What doctor do you guys know go around laying hands on people? Name the doctor that is laying hands with shining lights. Donald Trump thinks that we're stupid. Donald Trump knows for a fact that his supporters are stupid, but Donald Trump absolutely thinks that we're stupid. One other really interesting thing. Hold on, let me see if I can find this really quickly because I think this is super interesting. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Something that's super interesting and gosh, where is it? Dang it, did I not save that? Oh my gosh. It was super interesting. I'm hoping that I saved it. Oh, okay, here it is. 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 Okay. I want to show you guys something. And then I'm going to have you tell me what you see. Because this is super important. All right. So I'm gonna, let's see. Take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. All right. So W's in the chat for Fee2 Facilitates. W's in chat for Fee2 Facilitates for the $25 donation, saying thank you for the great content. Thank you so much for that $25 donation. You are fucking awesome. W's in the chat. Again, guys, if anyone would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Rob, you can get out of the request. You're not coming up here. You're absolutely, Rob, I told you that I would never platform you again, Rob. I don't understand why you keep requesting up. Like, that makes no sense. All right, where is it? Where is it? Hold on. I could have sworn. Okay, wait. Did I not download it? Hold on. Hold on. Boom. Okay. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to show you something, and then I want you guys to tell me what you see. All right, let's go here, and I'm going to put this up here. Image, boom. Okay. All right. So this is the image that Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social. Second. This is the image that Donald Trump. This is the image that Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social. Right? Okay, you guys see this, right? Now, this is the image that he posted on Truth Social. This is the image that was originally created. I want you guys to take a look at that and tell me, what's the difference between those two? Can anyone see what the difference is between those two pictures? I'll show you again. This is the one that he posted. All right. And then this is the one that was the actual AI art. Yeah. Yeah, you guys see it. Hold on. That's the difference. The difference is, if you look at the top, he specifically removed the angels and the angel wings in the picture. He specifically removed the angels and the angel wings in the picture. Yep, and added horns. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So the point that I'm getting across is, like, one, Donald Trump thinks that people are stupid. Specifically, he thinks his supporters are stupid. That's why he continues to feed his supporters BS. But the thing that he doesn't understand is that we are not like his supporters. We're not stupid. He can't play in our face. So Trump's entire point was, it was just him portraying that he was a doctor. Now, one other thing that I noticed, and now this is just me speculating, but doesn't that look like Epstein? Like, I looked at the picture and the first thing I thought was, is he healing Epstein? Is he raising Epstein from the dead? Is Epstein Lazarus? I was like, is that him bringing Epstein back from the dead? That was fucking crazy. That was fucking crazy. Yeah. Yeah. But that's his excuse, and that's what he's saying. And he expects people to eat shit, basically. Right? I mean, like, he expects people to eat shit and then believe it. One other thing that I want to make sure that I call out is, you guys know Trump is beefing with the Pope. Like, who the fuck is beefing with the Pope? Trump thinks that he's fucking 50 Cent and he's beefing with the Pope. To be clear, this is what Donald Trump said while beefing with the fucking Pope.
I don't think he's doing a very good job. He likes crime, I guess. He hit us thick of it. He's worried about fear. What about the fear when the ministers and the priests and all of those great people that were arrested during COVID. And in many cases, they're outside 10 feet apart and they were arrested. So we don't like it. We don't like a pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime. He's a man that doesn't think that we should be toying with a country that wants a nuclear weapon so they can blow up the world. So I'm not a fan of Pope Leo.
So that's Trump beefing with the Pope. And Pope Leo flat out said, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of you. Pope Leo said, I'm not scared of you. Pope Leo flat out said, I'm not scared of you. Pope Leo said, we'll bring it to your doorstep. Now, what's interesting about all that is, of course, Trump had to send JD out to run coverage. Did everyone hear what JD said? Did anyone hear what JD said about this? And let's not forget, JD Vance gave the last pope the kiss of death. JD Vance was literally one of the last people to see the previous pope before he died. I don't know. Anyway, this is what JD had to say.
Well, first of all, Brett, I think the president was posting a joke, and of course he took it down because he recognized that a lot of people weren't understanding his humor in that case. I think the president of the United States likes to mix it up on social media, and I actually think that's one of the good things about this president is that he's not filtered. He doesn't send everything through a communications professional. He actually reaches out directly to the people. You know, when it comes to the disagreements with the Vatican, look, we're going to have disagreements, Brett, from time to time. I think it's a good thing, actually, that the Pope is advocating for the things that he cares about. But we're always going to have disagreements on matters of public policy, or I should say, sometimes we're going to have disagreements on matters of public policy. The Pope has been critical of our immigration policy, but ultimately the immigration policy of the United States is set by Donald Trump. The Pope is going to have disagreements on other issues. We can respect the Pope. We certainly have a good relationship with the Vatican, but we're also going to disagree on substantive questions from time to time. I think that's a totally reasonable thing. It isn't particularly newsworthy.
What did I tell you earlier, chat? I might tell you a joke, but I will never tell you a lie. And there's some truth in every joke. So while they can pretend that it was a joke, we know that Trump meant that shit. Treadmill, you said our next president. I'm muting you, Bub. Come up here and tell me about it. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Hi, Michelle. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? No, I don't think they meant to come up.
Sorry.
No worries. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's get the likes up to 500,000 likes. Also, look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when I go live. Also, if you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and Linktree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. We got 161 new followers on the stream so far. I would love to get up to at least 200 followers on the stream. Hi, Connor. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Oh, well, I support the right over the left, I'd say. So, yeah, I mean, I voted for Trump. So, yeah.
Which point in the background do you disagree with where you'd like to start?
The one that sticks out to me most, because I'm a white person, is that white men, nothing but power. It says
white men
America
don't care
doesn't
about
really
anything
care
but
about
power.
that.
Yeah.
Well, you can't generalize all. What I think of that when I read it is like you're basically generalizing. You're saying basically all white men, that's what they care about, and that's untrue because a lot of guys care about, I don't know, simple stuff like I don't care about beer, but their guys care about sports. We can see, and that has nothing to do with anything. They care about, I don't know, women or getting married or having a girl or something like that, and that's not power. Like there's tons of things that we technically care about.
Marriage for men is absolutely about power. But like that's not
It
what
could
I'm
be
saying.
about love,
Yeah,
but that's not necessarily bad. Like
that's not what I'm saying.
women have power too.
Where?
In the marriage. In the marriage, they can say, "Dude, this is my house," you know, and they can order the men around, you know, in the marriage. So it's not necessarily about power. It's obviously. What were you gonna say?
Ari, did you want this? You know, if you want this one, you can have it.
What? Oh, sorry.
Word. Hi,
You know you can get
Santana.
it. Hey, Ari.
Why does the institution of marriage even exist?
I think it was originally in ancient times. It was more so like a religious thing, so that men and women would stick together to raise the child. Because if we didn't have marriage, you know, our caveman brain as a man is just to reproduce, and men can reproduce more than women can reproduce. So it's as an incentive, so to raise a kid so that he has a male influence and stuff, and to make the man stick around. Really.
I'm gonna ask you really quick. Are you just pulling that from your caveman brain, or are you pulling that from like actual sources?
No, it's true.
Yeah, just because you're saying it's true doesn't make it so. So I'm asking you, are you pulling that from your caveman brain?
It's true.
Or are you
Every
pulling that
religious
from
person agrees. So
even in the institution of like, one, I don't care about your sky daddy. Two, like we have historical anthropological evidence that says otherwise. So I'm asking you, right? And it depends
I'm
on
not
which
even religious. I'm just telling
it depends
you
on
how
it depends on
Hey,
which
I don't agree
religion.
with
Hey, Connor.
Oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
Connor. Can you please stop cutting Ari off? Please and thank you. Go ahead, Ari.
Thank you. It depends on which which religion you're also talking about, right? So you're talking about caveman times, right? And so I'm asking you, did you pull this from an actual source, or did you pull this from the caveman brain?
Santana asked me why it was created, so that's why.
No, I asked you.
Well, I was responding to Santana. You just
Yeah,
came
but
in
now
here,
you're
and I didn't
talking to
really
Ari,
interrupt
Connor. Connor, now you're
And now
talking
you
to Ari.
interrupted me, so it's
Yes, I interrupted you. I'm the host. Like I'm trying to keep this thing going. If you can't actually engage, then
Only you
if you
care
don't
about
say,
power.
if you don't know something, just say you don't know. Like seriously, I'm trying to keep this as far as a productive conversation. Like please just engage with Ari. Please have a conversation. Like please just engage. Seriously.
Yeah,
Probably not
all I'm simply asking you is, did you just pull that out of thin air, or did you actually read that somewhere? Is there a source? Did you see it in a documentary? Like anywhere? Like where did you pull that information from?
No, I've just heard it over the years from relationship experts and stuff like that.
Okay, who are these relationship experts? Are they doctorates in sociology and anthropology? Because you said historically, right? So like, are they experts in understanding?
What do you think it was created for?
I'm asking you, did they pull this from the understanding of sociology, anthropology?
I don't know where they got it. It's their career field. They've studied this. It's basic.
Relationship gurus do not have to have an understanding of sociology.
It's not a guru. It's why marriage was created.
Okay, if you actually have this information, then this should actually be something that you can provide in source, because it sounds like you're saying, trust me, bro. And guess what? We don't believe you. You need more people. So like the heart of what Ari's trying to get to is, where can we substantiate the thing that you're saying to be true?
Google it. Why marriage was created.
No,
What do you think
Google
it is?
it. Google it is not an answer. Give us the source. Give us the source of what if you're saying there's relationship experts or people or whatever, that's fine. We're willing to accept it, but we need an actual source that we can look at.
I don't have my notebook with me. I'd have to look it up. But
you have a supercomputer in your
Why
hand.
do you think it was?
It's not about me. It's about the conversation that you're having with Ari. Like I'm trying to help this along because you're stonewalling because you have this what is the thing called? Wait, you have this thing, Ari, what is it called? Oh, the fragile male ego, and you can't admit that you are wrong, and so that's fine. But we're looking for something that would actually substantiate any point that you're making. So please, either substantiate the thing that you're saying or just stop saying it. I really don't care which one.
Yeah, it's simple. Either you got it from somewhere that's a credible source, right? And you can name the source, or you just don't have that information. It's not a terrible thing to say, I don't know. And just because you heard something doesn't make it necessarily true.
The Chris Williamson podcast.
Who is that?
Let's look up who Chris Williamson is.
You listen to podcasters, dude? All right.
Everyone listens to podcasters.
Yeah, but getting
Chris
a
Williamson.
Where's
he's
Petty?
a YouTuber.
Where
He's
is
a
Petty?
YouTuber.
Hashtag stop giving men microphones. Just because there's a man with a mic doesn't make it true.
Why do you think marriage was created?
It's not why do I think, it's why do I know. So now that we substantiated that you got your information from a podcast, which doesn't make it true, I would encourage you from here on forth, since we just established this, to stop just listening to people because they have a microphone.
No, I listen because they're credentials, and if what they're saying
What is his credentials?
It's the people he interviews. He interviews tons of people.
Who did he interview?
Ari, right here. Here's his credentials. His credentials. He put his actual credentials at the top of his YouTube. His credentials is life is hard. This podcast will help.
Yeah. Cute. That's fantastic. Great. We're doing great. We're doing great so far, guys. Yeah. Like, because I have, and why I asked you is because I have evidence to the contrary, right? I have anthropological, historical, sociological, psychological evidence from people who within those studies. I'm gonna give it, whether you give me, I need you to mute up.
I know, because it's getting super annoying, Connor. Like, you keep interjecting. No, listen. You keep interjecting, but you're not actually adding anything. You're just throwing a temper tantrum. I need you to stop being emotional and lock the fuck in, Bub. I need you to lock the fuck in. Stop. That's me muting you, the host. It's me. I'm muting you. Stop coming off mute. Let Ari speak. I mean, if you're not going to provide any substance, then at least stop interrupting. Go ahead, Ari.
Petty said he was on Love Island. That's even worse.
Holy fuck.
Oh, no. Yeah, so overall, we understand that the institution of marriage was literally just a contract for buying women. That's all it was. Even if you want to give a religious reasoning, very similar, right? The Bible, which talks about the institution of marriage, sure, talks about it in terms of like almost being like buying and selling, that there were shekels, there were dowries even within the Bible of paying for basically brides. So the answer is no, it had nothing to do with that, right? And all you're talking about is the maintenance of a patriarchal construct, which is what we see the institution of marriage be centered around, right? People don't have to be married to have children, right? We saw prior to the institution and the spread and rise of the Abrahamic religion in books like leave your brother alone. Sorry, the dogs. She keeps bothering her brother, and he has the cone because he's itching. We see in books like When God Was a Woman, right, where it gives cited sources of anthropological evidence. That's what evidence is, babe, when you can cite sources, right, of how societies existed prior to the rise and spread of patriarchy, prior to the rise and spread of the Abrahamic religions, right, where women were encouraged to sleep with multiple men. The identity of men and women didn't really exist in the gender binary, but I'm just giving you in colloquial understandings, right? Because it produced more kids, right? It gave her more of a likelihood of producing offspring, right? Nice. So this was a patriarchal construct, which patriarchy is inherently the subjugation of women. So the answer is no. Marriage does not empower women. It subjugates them under a patriarchal construct. You did.
Hey, Connor, can you please stop coming? Hey, Connor, no one needs your ad-libs.
She's talking to me.
Yeah, stop fucking coming in with ad-libs and you're not actually adding anything. Like, seriously, I don't know what you think you're doing right now, but you're not good at it. Just fucking stop. Like, use it nice. No one gives a shit about that. Seriously. Like, if you're going to come off mute, 1, wait until she finishes. 2, have some fucking substance. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
Now you can speak, Connor.
Yeah, it's just I was coming off mute because I was responding. She said that I claim that it's empowering. I never said that, obviously. I don't give a damn if you want to get married or not.
Your claim is women had power in marriage, and the answer is no.
I didn't say that. I said they can have power in marriage. They can.
They don't. It's literally a patriarchal construct.
That's not true.
To be specific, you said that they can say, go do this or do that, like they run the house. Like you said that. That's what you said.
Yes, I did. They can do that. The man can be 5 foot, the girl can be 6 foot and muscular.
Why do you keep saying girls? Why are you hyperfixated on girls? That's weird.
It's just a figure of speech.
It's
women,
not.
Whatever.
There's a difference between women and girls.
And actually,
it's just a casual thing.
And that's
it's
a
not.
product.
You're gonna say it's sexist because
it's not. Anyway, you were saying that was what, Ari?
And that's just a product of the patriarchy. Him saying, go do this, go do that. Yeah, women are
it's the women's
are coerced into domestic labor. That's the gender role assigned to them under the patriarchy. So you're furthering my point, right? And we have studies that show overwhelmingly that women, regardless if they're the primary breadwinners or not, are doing a majority of the domestic labor in the household because of gender roles assigned under patriarchy. The reason why women even identify as women is because of the subjugation of women, right? Those gender identities exist, and the gender binary that we currently live under currently exists for the purposes of the subjugation of women. So the fact that you still identify as man is proof of the subjugation itself.
Anything of substance?
Yeah, I think you can both, the men and the women nowadays. They can both do the chores and everything like that. I just think historically, women didn't want to fight with spears and swords because it's terrifying having to go to a war or go out and fight a bear. It's very dangerous. So the men wanted the women to stay at home, probably because women, they don't have as much traditionally muscle as men. So if a woman tries to spear a bear, she's more likely than the guy to get messed up or killed by the bear. So and it was more productive probably for them.
Every time you claim something like this, I'm gonna ask you for a source. Every time you make a claim like this, I'm going to ask you where you got it from. Because you see how I cited a book, When God Was a Woman, that by Marilyn Stone, where it cites multiple sources, anthropological evidence, right? Like of the Abrahamic religion and how it subjugated women. That's evidence. I can cite you studies. So you made this claim. Show me that this is the reason historically of why women are now subjugated.
I don't agree with them being subjugated. I think that sucks if they're subjugated.
You literally just said that it's because women didn't want to do these things and that these gender roles and these gender assignments. You said these gender assignments came because that women don't want to do these things. Show me that's the reason.
The researchers that have been on Joe Rogan.
Brother God!
Oh.
Anthropologists.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Okay, so this is
But
the second time.
Nowadays, you can do whatever you want.
No, literally can't. We still live in a patriarchal society unless you have evidence that says the otherwise, right? Because I'm going to give you an example. What do you think? What do you take oppression to be?
There's a laundry list of things.
What do you take? No, what's your definition? What's your understanding of oppression?
I think when you're unfairly being bullied upon by someone unfairly, then you're oppressed in that scenario. Or it could be a whole laundry. It's hard to explain because it's a general thing, oppression.
It's not. So, but you take it basically to unjustified hierarchy, and essentially correct. Whereas people are deemed superior to you with no given reason. It just is. Correct?
It could be a reason. It could be like, I'm richer than you, therefore.
It's like I'm saying like they are granted these privileges for just existing rather than an actual specific reason, right? Like rich people are born rich a lot of times, right? And so just existing in a household and where they were born into wealth, there's no reason they were just born into fucking wealth, and so they're given more privileges.
Well, there's always a reason.
Do you understand what I mean by reason? Like I understand capitalism exists, babe.
What do you think? What was your claim? Do I understand people are born into things?
Like people just being born into something, they are given privileges.
Oh, potentially, yeah. Yes.
Okay, great. So that's the understanding of like without reason, without like specific reason. I know patriarchy exists. They're granted privileges because of patriarchy, but outside of that structure, there is no specific reason outside of that.
No, there could be
Just
reasons.
being born and identified within masculinity, you are granted privileges.
No, because your gender isn't everything, obviously.
There's multiple forms of oppression. I understand that. You're struggling here. I need you to focus. I'm talking about gender
No,
depression.
you were saying, oh, it's just that thing, but it's not.
Like
just
I'm
that
giving
thing.
you
So I think you're the
examples.
one
I'm saying there's
separating
multiple forms of oppression. I'm just asking you what oppression is. I understand there's multiple forms of oppression. There's gender depression, there's racial oppression, there's economic class oppression. Yes, I understand those things. So do you understand that basically people are granted like these privileges?
Yep.
Okay, great. Now that we have a common understanding, great. Show me how men aren't granted privileges that disadvantage non-men.
No, that's true.
Okay, great. So then we live in a patriarchal society where women are oppressed. Thank you. Debut concession.
Yeah, I never disagreed with that.
You did.
Oh my God, the gaslighting
is literally what you start off saying.
No, what do you think I said, Santana? What do you think? What was somewhere? Like somewhere. It doesn't have to be exact quote.
So like you just so much gaslighting, dude. Like you just say something, you're like, I never said that. You literally said, I don't think women are receiving that. No, you literally said that.
Wait, say again.
You literally said that you don't believe women are at a disadvantage.
I never said that.
You did.
I did not say
You
that.
did. You said a lot of things. You did not provide any evidence of why the institution of marriage. You just listened to podcasters and be like, trust me, bro. I listened to a podcast today. And just because I listened to a podcast, it must be true. You have not looked into it. Yeah. Again, just because a man has a mic doesn't make whatever their bullshit they're spreading true.
Yes, or does the woman with the mic?
Great. But I'm not saying trust me. I'm actually providing evidence. I'm providing books. I'm providing studies, right? If you ask me for a study where I got something from, I'm going to give it to you. Right? That's the difference between me and you. Right? I'm saying things with a microphone, but things I'm saying with a mic are backed by studies and research and understanding. I'm not just talking out my butt or the caveman brain, as you said earlier.
Hey, I'll say this. You take a moment. Take a moment and think about the stupid shit that you're saying, Connor. I got a couple of people to thank, and then we'll go from there. Debbie's in the chat for Too Bad. Too Bad sent a $2 super chat to say, you're like a doctor, Howard Stern. Yeah, that was from the conversation earlier. Absolutely. Debbie's in the chat for Too Bad. Debbie's in the chat for Tori for the $20 super chat to say, actually, new studies show that in about 79% of societies that data is available, women were hunters. They found the remains of women with hunting kits next to them. Also, does Ari have a PayPal? Does Ari have a PayPal?
It's private, so I don't give it. That's why I have a Cash App and I have Buy Me a Coffee.
Okay. Yep. So Tori, no, she doesn't have a PayPal, but if you want to send it to me through PayPal, I'll send it to Ari. And that's for anyone. If anyone has PayPal and you guys want to send Ari some money, you can send it to me. Just let me know that it's going for Ari, and then I'll get it to her for sure. Debbie's in the chat for Gregory for the $2 donation saying, JD always perceives death or destruction. He's evil to the core. I agree. Debbie's in the chat for Gary for the $2 donation saying, this is for Ari when she got it. I will get that $2 donation to Ari, Gary. Debbie's in the chat for Gary. Debbie's in the chat for Kevin for the $5 donation saying they should divorce. Wait, they should divorce after kids are grown. Shrug. Wait, are you saying I'm confused? Is that what he said? Wait, did he say that?
No, he said that the institution of marriage was created for raising children. And so with that logic, after kids are grown and out the house, that parents should divorce them because there's no reason to be married anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I didn't say divorce if you're talking about me. I don't know if you're talking about me.
W's in the chat for Christopher. Christopher sent $100 and said, Christopher, thank you for that $100 dono. I'm gonna hold on to that for a second, but long story short, yeah. Debbie's in the chat for Jared for the $1 donation. I'm tired of these unfrosted mini wheats. I'm gonna go listen to Rosling sing the national anthem because it sounds better than this douchebag. Debbie's in the chat for Jamerson, who sent $50 for Ari. I know that's right. Debbie's in the chat for Tori, who sent a $100 donation for Ari, said, and her endless amounts of facts. And Debbie's in the chat for Grant, who sent a $40 donation saying for Ari for always speaking up. Love her so much. Learn so much from sitting my white boy butt down. Debbie's in the chat for Grant, guys. Debbie's in the chat for all the donos. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, if you like to support Ari, please do so. Please do so. Make sure you show her some love. She's up here hanging out, doing the heavy lifting. So make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you gift her, and make sure you hit those pay links and the link tree in the bio for Ari. I don't know if I wanted to see if B wanted to come up, but I couldn't see if she could come up or not. But I'm guessing that she can't get up here. I would have loved for B to have the opportunity to speak with him as well. But regardless, Ari, I think he's cooked. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, B's here.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, I was inviting her up too. Listen, not even gonna hold you. I sent this to multiple people. It was about to be a problem if I would have got everybody up that I was trying to get up. You know how I do. So
Yeah, I think we can bring it back to the topic though, because overall we haven't seen white men shift this paradigm at all.
Petty keeps saying, what's the deal with this PFP? What's the deal with your PFP, Connor?
It's like a meme or whatever. It's like a meme of like a guy. It's silly. It's a nothing burger.
What's the meme of the guy? What are you talking about? It feels
it's
like
this crazy.
It feels.
What
it
were
feels
you
like. It feels like it's more than like a nothing, and it feels like it's more than like a meme. I don't know. Give me a second. Hey, Petty, what's the deal?
Hey, I don't know if you've seen the videos, but it's a photo from a ring camera footage, like door cam footage of this man who was trying to violently gain entry into a home. It's been circulating wildly on social media, but I wanted to know why he would choose that as his PFP, especially with all of the nonsense that he's been yapping about up here.
Why would you pick that as your PFP, Connor?
It's just he has a funny nose and he's like a wacko. So it's just a meme.
Wait, so someone
like
that's looking like to perpetuate sexual violence is someone that you think it's funny?
No, he
think
didn't.
It's funny then?
He did not. You cannot just prescribe that intent to him. Like, if you haven't seen the video or anything like that.
I trust Petty way more than I trust you. But like, seriously, I'm trying to understand. Like, why would that be funny?
It's like when you see someone making like a fool of themselves. It can be funny. It's just the human.
You think sexual reaction. Violence is funny?
No, he didn't do any.
No, that's. I'm not saying him. I'm saying you. I'm saying to you. To you. Do you think sexual violence is funny?
I don't condone violence or anything like that. So.
Okay, but do you think sexual violence is funny? Okay, so the answer is
not
no.
Really.
Okay,
no.
Perfect. Wait, not really. In what instances do you think sexual violence would be funny?
So like, I don't think it's funny generally. I would not say I think it's funny.
Okay, but what instance do you think that sexual violence? What instance do you think sexual violence is funny?
I don't think it's funny.
You said not really. Like you're right there. You're right there. You might as well say it. Like you're right there.
I don't agree. It's funny. I don't.
No, you said not in every situation. You were talking about dark humor. Just say it. You're right there. Like say it with your chest.
In some scenarios, dark humor. We've all laughed at dark humor.
So you think in certain situations with dark humor, sexual violence is funny?
No.
Then what are you saying? Because you just said that you don't think it's always funny, or you said not always, and then you brought up dark humor, and so it sounded like you're trying to insinuate. I just want you, like, I don't know why you're scared to say it. You're already here. You might as well just say it. Like,
I'm not scared to say anything.
You seem like you're scared to say
I would
it.
be scared to say things that I don't agree with.
Okay, so then are you saying that sexual violence is funny when it's dark humor?
No, it has to make sense, but no, I don't.
Wait, so the sexual violence and dark humor has to make sense, then it's funny.
Sometimes a dark humor joke has to land. Like, just because something is dark doesn't make it funny.
Again, I'm just really trying. Listen, I'm a simple man, right? I am not the sharpest spoon in the drawer. I just need you to like speak to me plain. Are you saying that there are certain situations where sexual violence you utilize through dark humor, as long as it lands, it's funny?
No, not as long as it lands. You have to give me a specific joke.
No, I just told you I'm not crafting the jokes. I'm saying as long as it meets that parameter, would you deem it funny?
No, I wouldn't necessarily. No.
So in what situation would you deem sexual violence to be funny?
Not in real life. If it was in real life, it would never obviously.
What you keep saying? You keep saying not. You keep saying not. I'm trying to understand. Tell me when. You keep saying when it's not. I'm not saying when it's not. I'm trying to understand
like
when you think it's funny. When
it's funny. Bert Kreischer, he sometimes will make.
No, like I need you to listen. Listen to what I'm saying. Can you tell me when you think sexual violence is funny?
It depends if the joke is funny or not, but I don't think sexual violence is funny. No, I don't think it's real life. I don't think it's funny, but any crime, if it's a potential funny joke, there are jokes about crimes that have been funny.
So you are saying that sexual violence is funny if it's in a dark joke and it lands?
No, I don't agree, Santana. I don't agree.
You said that. Again,
I don't agree.
Wait, no, Connor, you keep telling me about when it's not funny. I'm not talking about when it's not funny. I think we can both understand when it's not funny.
It's not funny.
That's fine. That's fine. And we can agree with that. The question I have for you, very plain and simple. Can you tell me when it is funny?
I can't tell you when it is because I don't know when these jokes off the top of my head. That's funny. No, I can't.
Then why did you say that? So, but you are conceding that at times it can be funny. Yes?
It can be funny in a joke way. Not real.
I just needed you to say that. Fucking block you. Fuck off. Ain't no fucking way. There's no instance, no situation, no point at all that anything is fucking funny about sexual violence. Not in a joke, not in a book, not in a fucking poem. There's no point that it's funny. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I was going to interrupt you. I do have to drop down because I got to go back to work, but I just wanted to provide some additional context. So like we 100% don't know what was going on with that gentleman. At minimum, we can speculate that he was going through some mental health crisis, but he did try to violently gain entry into somebody else's home. And I think that it's very odd that somebody would come up here and speak all of that red pill nonsense and then emulate a potentially violent individual as their profile picture.
So just fucking sick. Fucking
so
sick. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you for pushing that. I'm sorry to derail the conversation.
No, you're good. You're good. I appreciate you.
Bye, y'all.
All right, have a good one. Ari, thank you for coming up. Looks like I have $190 coming your way. So I'll be sending that over. Boom.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for having me up, Santana. W Petty in the chat also.
Absolutely. Got anything else you want to say to the people? Anything you want to tell them about? Anything you want to plug or whatever?
The book I was referencing, When God Was a Woman by Merlin Stone, it goes through the archaeological rise of patriarchy and the erasure and subjugation of representing deities that existed prior to the rise and spread of the Abrahamic religions. So if you guys are interested in that, it's not the funnest read, I will admit. it's not the funnest, but it is really informative into understanding how these structures came to play and like why institutions of marriage exist and things like that. So if you guys are ever interested, that's a good book. But thank you for having me up, Santana. I'll drop down. Bye.
Absolutely. Wait. Guys, make sure you guys follow Ari before she takes off. Click her profile picture, plus that press that plus sign. Make sure you guys show some love to Ari. Give her a follow. She does some amazing lives. I promise you will not regret it. She brings it each and every time. Thank you again, Ari.
Thank you. The book is When God Was a Woman. I see you guys in the chat. When God Was a Woman by Merlin Stone. Thank you.
Thank you. Debbie's in the chat, excuse me, for Zay, who sent a $5 donation saying, this MF deserves the wall. Sick AF. He's fertilizer. Some people, you got to make them face the wall. Fuck that. Debbie's in the chat for MAGA Cries for the $2 donation saying, trash like Connor is the reason why I have to teach my daughter how to avoid being alone with men. It fucking exactly. Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't even know how, like, chat, if I'm going to be honest, if I'm going to be completely honest, like, I know that I try my best to keep my cool and my demeanor while I'm having these conversations, but there's a lot of times where I'm sitting listening to these people speak and I'm like, how the fuck did you even let that fall out of your mouth? Like, there's so many times where I'm hearing these people speak and I'm like, why the fuck would you even say that? Like, why? What would make you comfortable and to say that? What would make you feel like that's I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't know. It's all fucking weird. And like, it happens too much. I don't know. Anyway, guys, listen, sorry. Gotta call it here. I'm gonna call it here for now. I think we will be back later this evening. I don't know. Do you guys want to do another live this evening? How about that? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to do a live this evening. Put a 2 in the chat if you've seen enough from me today. A 1 in the chat if you want to do a live this evening. A 2 in the chat if you've seen enough. YouTube, I'm looking at you as well. 1 in the chat. Twitch, I'm looking at you. 1 in the chat. Yeah. Okay. The only thing about like when we do lives in the evening is like when we do lives in the evening, you guys, who was there last night? Like usually when we do lives in the evening, I end up being like way too silly or goofy. And then I just go down like this roller coaster of like randomness. It went off the rails last night, guys. It went off the rails. Somebody was talking about some nuts or something. I don't know what happened. It was all a blur. That's the only issue with doing lives in the evening. Like shit goes crazy. I don't know what happens in the evening. Okay. All right. I guess we'll come back and do an evening live then. Set a timer. All right. We're going to get out of here, guys. We're going to get out. I guess I'll come back later this evening and we'll do some more. Yeah, I almost died from a gummy. Guys, I almost choked and died from a gummy last night. No lie. Chat, back me up. I almost lost my life to a gummy worm last night. That would have been the end of your old buddy Santana from a fucking gummy worm. Right, Joanna, live in 4K. I almost got taken out by a gummy worm. They tried to kill me. Yeah, I saw Anxious. From a fucking gummy worm. No, it's not clipped. I wouldn't clip that. Why would I clip that? A fucking gummy worm almost took me out. Oh my God, death by gummy worms. That would have been such bullshit. W's in chat for 1 mighty pen for the 100 cheers over on Twitch. And then also with the say it with your chest. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. I'll come back later this evening, but I'm telling you, if I come back, if I go live this evening and it starts to go off the rails again, and I start to like have an issue with being like fucking goofy or whatever, I'm shutting it down. I'm already warning you. If it goes off the rails, I'm shutting it down. Be warned. Last call for alcohol, guys. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Turn on notifications. If you're over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. We just passed 21,000 followers over on YouTube. Make sure that you're subscribing over on YouTube. Make sure you follow me. I go live every day, all the time. Great stuff. Yeah. All right. Let's get out of here, guys. You know how we do. Let's go.
You stepped in a box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, you slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats to get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
Hey, W's in the chat for the chat. W's in the chat for the chat. You guys are fucking awesome. All right, we're going to get out of here, guys. We're going to get out of here. If you missed it, it's over on YouTube. And guess what? We'll be back this evening. If you missed it today, we'll be back later on this evening. Okay? We'll be back. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. I will see you guys later. Go find someone to raid. Go send them some love. Santana raid. Spam it all across the TikToks and everywhere. Guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being amazing. I love you all. I do. Do. I love you. Thank you for all the gifts, the taps, the likes, the shares. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for being so absolutely special. I love you all. I'll see you all later. And as always,